Hello, hello. Welcome to the Beaker Show. We are kicking off today with session 45. So we're going to pick up, give our characters a little bit of extra time if there was anything they wanted to do around town before before picking up where we immediately left off with session 44. And then we are headed into our new story arc following our character Bink the Bard. So sit back, relax, enjoy the story, and we'll bring the players in, get things kicked off. Alrighty, so bringing everything back in from last week, our last session, you guys had kind of finished up around town, the town of Forester's Glen in the Feywild. You guys were clearing out the rest of the rebels, helping the townsfolk and things kind of regather, rebuild, gather themselves back up after removing the Zentrum from their mists. Had a little bit of a celebration, a delayed wedding ceremony that Lalia was forced into and required to make a speech that she didn't know about. And then had some festivities and partying for a while. Got acquainted with a new friend, Figmig, who seemed to be curious about your party and adventures. You guys decided to let them tag along for a little while as you were making plans to head back to the material realm to see what was going on and what was the next steps in your party's adventuring lives. You guys stayed the night in a magical mansion that was very similar to one that your bard has used recently but did not have a spell slot for that evening. Were kicked out pretty early the next morning as it was about to be a sexy time palace. And you guys kind of made your way back to the material plane, realizing that some time had passed, the seasons had changed. It is no longer midsummer. It is vastly approaching winter. Seems like the ground has some signs of snow. It's definitely chilled outside. Some time has passed. Not a super long time, but at least a few weeks, as you have now made it to, I believe, Lelion is where you headed. You guys quickly stopped back in there, picked up some items, grabbed some useful things, restocked your inventory. We're making plans to head off towards Neverwinter. As you were grouping up to do so, Bink had a bit of a vision. I don't think any of you would have necessarily noticed it. But before we react to that, I will ask, is there anything that you guys wanted to accomplish for yourselves or for others in the town of Lelion before we take our adventure back to Neverwinter? You got a couple of hours to play with in that prep time. If there's anything you wanted to explore or talk about or questions to ask about, now is the time. And if nothing, then just say so and we'll move on. But I'll go ahead and hand it over to you guys now. So let me know.
I currently don't have anything.
Okay.
I don't think I have anything either.
I think the only thing I would have done, I don't have a spell slot for. But let me check here. Yeah.
You said we had an hour or two?
Yep.
Aiden wants Zans that already have proficiency in that shield already, so if he's down, next 2 hours.
Yeah, willing.
Sure. So, won't make you role play it out, but I will add that to his work towards proficiency. Guys smack each other around a little bit. Did you come to a conclusion, Malia?
Yeah, I was correct. I want to work on a scroll of, what is it, Death Ward? Whatever the one is that Garnet cast on Bink, but I don't have a spell slot for it, so I can't start.
Gotcha. Alright.
Had to make sure no one forgot about their time in the Feywild. It seemed a little more important in the moment.
Figmig or Bink, anything around this quaint town of Lelion that you wanted to do before you set off for Neverwinter?
Igmig probably just gonna play with his dog.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anywhere I can get any items enchanted? Nah, I'm just kidding. You're leaving the day of. I'm kidding. No,
You could leave something.
Other than what else? Huh?
You could leave something to be enchanted, but it's not going to happen today.
Oh, thank you for reminding me, Bink. Is Bink able to enchant anything because he has spells?
He can. Any spellcaster can enchant things.
I can enchant things?
Yep.
Why didn't I ask this?
It was mentioned a long time ago,
Yeah, a long time ago.
but it wasn't super popular because it does take materials and it does take time and it takes spell slots, and you can only enchant things with spells that you have access to. It's very similar to making spell scrolls. It's just instead of putting it on a scroll, you can put it into an item.
So if that's the case, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
A Featherfall token.
Mm-hmm.
It's white, right? And you don't need attunement to use it.
Mm-hmm.
But in the description, it says once the magic has been used, it turns back into a regular item, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could I have Bink enchant like my water skin and use it as like a Featherfall enchantment if I ever needed it?
Probably. What level spell is Featherfall?
Pretty sure it's a 1 or a 2. It's literally like a low level spell. Let me check. Yeah, it starts at level 1. So I can use that on there.
Yeah, let me take a look here.
It's just the higher the level, the pretty sure the more people I lock onto. Let me see. No, it's just the first level spell. Actually, it's not any other level spell. Never mind. But I'm gonna see. Yeah, choose up to 5 fallen creatures within range. Okay, yeah. And the range would be, I'm pretty sure, yeah, 60 feet within you.
Yes. So, very much like the spell scroll table, making a spell scroll of first level or enchanting something with a first level spell is going to take 8 hours. So it is certainly something he could do. Probably wouldn't have had the time to get it done today.
Right.
But he, yes, absolutely can.
Okay. Good future knowledge.
Yep.
Nice.
Neato.
Yeah, and the first level spell enchantment would cost... Because I'm
I
pretty
guess,
sure...
like,
10 gold. is
yeah,
what I
10
heard.
gold, because I don't think Featherfall has any...
yeah, I'm about to
cost.
say, like, within 100 gold, like, if it's a first level spell, it's not going to cost that much.
Nope. So, yep. 10 gold worth of casting components, a spell slot, and 8 hours.
Along those same lines. Goodness, I turned to my spell scroll making page immediately when I needed it a minute ago, and now I can't find it. If Lalia were to ask someone who has this spell plane shift, i.e. like a shop, since none of us have it on our list, to enchant an item with plane shift, is that possible, and how much would it cost her?
It would cost you the same as creating it yourself, if not maybe a little more because somebody else is doing it.
Okay,
But the same amount of time as well if they didn't have one in stock.
there it is. I need to bookmark this
So
page.
what level is plane shift?
I think it's 7th, so 10,000 gold.
Yep.
At least.
At
Okay.
least.
Just thinking about how freaking expensive it, if she goes home more than 10 times on scrolls, then she's earned her money back. So.
Yep, and it'll take about 8 days.
Okay. She doesn't have the money for it right now, but she'll start thinking about that.
Yep. You might get a discount from Nettie, because she sometimes gives you discounts when she pulls a scroll out, or when you pull a scroll out, but...
Mm-hmm. Well, and Lalia would be hoping for something that she could use more than once.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, she'll just keep asking for scrolls.
You got it. Well then. Anything else?
Nah, nothing much.
All right. So after taking some time around town, getting some preparations, gathering your stuff, you have all met back up wherever it is that you wanted to meet. You have planned your destination as Neverwinter. Lalia, you have begun working on casting or using your bead for the Windwalk to transport you all quickly back to the town of Neverwinter. You all have your rings of mind shielding equipped. Butt cheeks are clenched. You're ready to go. And you see Bink's face go blank for just a few moments. During this time, Bink, you have that vision that we went over at the end of the last session. Then you come back to just as Lalia is finishing casting, and you are all now poof, little fluffy clouds.
Whee!
So, raising yourselves up into the air, as you ascend, because you gotta at least make it over the walls before you start floating towards Neverwinter, you notice that your fluffy little cloud forms start to make some ice crystals, as it is definitely colder up here than on the ground.
Brr.
And you begin floating your way like a Dragon Ball Z Nimbus cloud to Neverwinter.
I was just gonna say that.
Zoom. Doesn't take you very long, maybe an hour or two, with the speed of the spell. You left pretty early afternoon, so we'll say you get there about mid-afternoon or so, probably just past lunchtime. As you approach the outer wall, you guys, I'm assuming, are you flying straight into town as clouds, or are you going to park yourselves outside and walk in?
Lalia would park herself outside, but she doesn't really have control over where other people dismount, so...
Mm-hmm. So you guys see one of your cloud forms begin to descend towards the path leading into Neverwinter. Does everybody else follow, or is anybody gung-ho straight into town?
I'm gonna follow behind, but you're just gonna see me do some random spirals.
Itty bitty tornado Bink.
Yeah, I'll follow them down.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Mig just kind of wants to keep up with the crowd, still oblivious to these things going on.
Okay. So as you guys begin to drift back down towards the path into Neverwinter, you see on the path still a little bit of snow. You can see some recent travel, some recent hoof prints, tracks, some cartwheels that appear to have been through probably earlier today. The road's mostly clear. It doesn't look like anybody's out at the moment. You gather the winter months aren't really commerce months, There's not a whole lot of travel to and from when it's cold. But you settle down on the ground, take a moment to focus. You all revert your form, dropping out of cloud and becoming material in your forms again. You are maybe a couple hundred yards away from where you know the southern entrance to Neverwinter is. What would you like to do?
Are there guards posted?
I'm gonna go towards the inn where we were supposed to meet our elf friend.
Okay.
See me waddling on over there.
You guys see Bink just
Belly first.
So as you make your way towards the gates, you do see that there are a couple guards. Looks like the gates are mostly open. Looks like some people have been let through recently. You would know that they're still on lockdown. But yeah, it looks like a couple guards are just hanging out. As you guys see Bink just start waddling towards them.
Well, hold on there, Bink, and Lolly will pull out our whatever paperwork we've got that says we're welcome here. Don't forget your passport.
You see like a really like crumpled, non-properly folded one off of Bink. He's like, oh yeah, okay, thank you. I like unfold it, maybe tear it a tiny bit back, and it's like, guards.
Yep, so as you approach, the guards kind of look you over for a moment. They see that you're pulling something out. You hand them the paper. They kind of read it over. It's like, oh yes, the swords. Yep, you got it. Kind of taking a head count.
We have a new member.
Got the paperwork for 5, but there are 6 of you.
Yes, we have a new member. This is Figmig. He is what you call a apprentice. We are determining if his sword is up to snuff.
Make a persuasion check.
Fair enough. Is this guy a dwarf?
No.
Okay. Dang it. 8.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not so sure about that.
Big Mig walks in front of her. Alright. Can I perform something for you? I want to get my name out there, and I feel like I'm no trouble. I just want to have a fun time with some fun people.
That's wonderful. So do assassins.
Ah. He sadly walks away and just starts like fiddling with his flute.
He looks back down at Bink, the one who presented the paperwork. So, I've heard from one of your party. What is this 6th? They're not on the list. Why should they be?
Because we're important business and we need their help.
Okay. Bink, you can make a persuasion check if you'd like.
Am I helping him at this point?
Zip ride.
Oh, persuasion? Okay.
Come on, Bink. Use that Barty
Cheat.
magic.
Okay.
Alright.
And it's like, alright. That's fine. Whatever. I don't have time to deal with this anyways. And we have all 5 of your names, so we know how to find you. Should this 6th not be what you say they are. And he kind of turns and looks behind them. Open the gate. And the portcullis doors kind of raise up a little bit, about 7 or 8 feet. Says, all right, go through. Hurry up.
Passing by. What's your name, guard?
Doesn't matter. Get in the city.
Brightens his face.
Snippy.
Like, thanks, dude.
Even I think that guy needs to loosen up.
Hey, you know, sometimes you meet some hard asses, sometimes you don't. So as you guys pass through, the gates shut behind you, and you find yourselves back in Neverwinter. And I will go ahead, I'll share a screen for you so you guys have a little background if you'd like. I will send us to Neverwinter.
Nice.
It's in here somewhere. There it is. Meow.
Wow. It's as big as our house.
Wow.
Takes a minute to load. There's a lot here. I literally cannot build anything else or it crashes the game. So, this is the gate that you approached, taking you in to Neverwinter. You can't even see everything.
It's so magnificent that you can't see everything.
Blinded by its
Jumps.
beauty.
So, you have entered the southern gate. You said you were headed back to, I believe it was the Flying Chicken.
Yes.
All right. So, you guys find yourselves in the middle section here, which has always kind of been the farmer's market. You can see that some of these tents have what appear to be like little, in a very similar fashion to something your bard has used, like the Leoman's tiny hut. Except you can see through them. They're just kind of these barriers against the weather. And you can still see some of the stalls you've seen before. There's some general dry goods. There's a couple fruit stands and other small food vendors. There is the scroll shop with the older gentleman who is kind of sitting in the back.
Wally averts her gaze. We are here for business, not pleasure.
But given the fact that you have been here around this time of day before, you can tell that it is significantly less crowded during this season. It seems like there's less things for sale, less things out, but there's still a decent handful of people walking around, shopping, moving in and out of buildings. As you make your way into the Flying Chicken Pub, stepping through the front door, you can see that this time, even though it is lunch rush hour, whereas last time you had to wait to be seated, it is a relatively empty crowd. There's maybe 10 or 15. Oh, I thought I changed it to a bar.
It's that one,
This
I
one?
think, or the one next to it. Yeah.
Hold on, I'll find it.
It's so big, we got lost, guys.
What?
What the heck?
I turned one of them into a bar, I thought.
Everything is reshaping.
Yes.
Oh, that looks like a library.
Hey, libraries can be bars.
That's true. They can be quite excellent bars. There's one.
We'll just use this one for now. It's the other building. Just use your imagination.
What's that?
What?
Magic, or no, imagination.
So, walking in, you are pretty easily able to find yourselves a table. So you sit down to eat or do whatever. Once you are seated for just a few moments, a wonderful maid comes over, hands you guys some papers that look like menus. Well, welcome to the Flying Chicken. We're currently serving lunch. Breakfast is over. What would you like? If you need a minute to look over the menu, you can. Alright, I'll be back in a few minutes.
Pigment goes ahead and looks at the menu for anything vegetarian.
Oh yeah, Lolly is doing the same.
There's salad.
that is about the extent of what you find on the material plane. These people really like their meats.
It is also winter
How
time,
bizarre.
so lots of hearty stews and thick soups.
How many people are actually in this establishment?
Maybe 10 or 15 total. Just a couple tables of 3 or 5.
Say they're
Quick reminder. What was the name in the note of the elf again? Sorry,
Gin.
Jen. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Bink, what does your friend look like?
They got blonde hair, tall and pretty, and that's it.
All right. Wally does her best to start looking around for a tall and pretty person.
Well, they cut their hair or not, so I mean, they had long hair, but I don't know if they cut it or not.
Big does the same.
There you go.
No perception checks required. The only women you see are currently serving or bartending.
Does she work here?
No, they said they'd be here, though.
All right.
Did they give you a certain time that they would be here?
Not that I remember.
I take out the note again.
No, they didn't say what time. They just said they'd be here whenever.
You also left them a note and then disappeared for 2 months.
Oh, jeez.
That is
Is
very
this establishment, besides a tavern, is it also an inn?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to the barkeep. Besides beautiful, does she have like a certain type of hair color, Bink, or anything like that?
She's blonde.
Okay.
She was.
Arriving at the bar. Hello. Get a drink?
Yeah, I can get you a drink. I mean, you're at a table. You could have ordered it from your server, but yeah, what do you want?
A little bit impatient.
I can see
By
that.
the way, what's your name?
My name is Isabel.
No. Give me a sec while I write down notes.
Right.
And this establishment we're in? I'm unaware. I didn't read the sign as I was coming in.
It's everywhere. And she points behind the bar, and you see it like a big character sign that says "The Flying Chicken." The Flying Chicken. It's hard to. Yeah, okay. Do you need glasses?
Oh no.
That depends. Do you have glasses?
No, but I can tell you where to buy some.
Yeah. I mean, that might help me out.
Amazing. There's a gentleman in the town square that sells scrolls. He's really good with glasses.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
As far as regulars in this bar, my friend is looking for a blonde-haired woman. Has there been any regulars in lately?
Well, we have regulars all the time, but he's looking for a blonde-haired woman. You are
Yeah.
literally in the equivalency of Anglo-Saxon era. There are blonde women everywhere.
Oh no.
I'm blonde. Christina's blonde. Probably 80% of the women in the town are blonde. You gotta
Okay,
be
well-
better than that.
This person's name was Jin.
Okay, do you realize that is a very common name?
Just give me a glass of water.
Just kind of gives you one of those like, huh, looks and pours it for you. Here you go.
Bink comes up like a little child and asks,
They're basically an elf. They got pointed ears. They're different than all of you.
That's wonderful. And who are you?
I'm Bink.
Oh, well, why didn't you start with that? We have a note here for a Bink.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Let me double check the description on it, though. It says, for Bink, tiny, freaky, weird-looking gnome. And then she looks back at you.
you see me like cross-eyed.
That looks about right. Here you go.
I want to know if that's actually on the freaking note.
She pulls the sticky note off as she hands the paper over.
She like slaps it on my forehead.
Yeah, right.
I go and take a look at it and start reading it.
Cool. You open it up and there's a room key.
Ooh.
It says room 24.
Okay, guys, well, you heard the note. Room 24.
Yeah, and at the very bottom it's just signed to Jin.
She may want to speak to you alone.
That is true. We haven't seen each other. Okay, I'll go in first, and then I'll call you guys in. If it's really good, once we're good.
All right.
Alright,
If you get,
sounds like a good idea.
if you run into any trouble, just sending stone us, and we'll come get you.
Okay, will do.
You see me waddle up the stairs. Dum, 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 dum.
Bum, 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 bum.
So you make your way up the first flight. As you do, Isabel returns to the rest of you guys at the table. You've had a minute. Is there anything you want? Do you want drinks? Do you want food?
Not really.
Do you have
How about
fruit?
just some waters?
You're not going to tip me, are you?
What's
Well-
it?
Go ahead. Oh, you said what's a tip? Sorry.
Yep, kind of figured. All right, I'll get some waters. What about you? And she looks at Aiden.
Just a classic chicken noodle soup if you have it.
Oh, thank God somebody is ordering something. Okay, I can do that. She kind of... All right, I'll be back. Makes her way back towards the bar. So, Bink, you make your way upstairs. You are greeted with a hallway that kind of follows the pattern of the building. It kind of goes around in like a U shape. You see that the doors start with the numbers 20, because it is the second floor. And you are headed to room 24.
Yes.
Okay. Only takes you a second. It's not very far along, but you find a room that is... The doorway suggests that this room is set against the outside of the building. So it would be looking out, not looking in. The door is currently shut, but you are standing in front of door number 24. And you have a key.
What's behind?
Bing starts knocking a little tune. Dun 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 dun.
I love it.
You hear on the other side nothing for a moment, and then you hear a sound, a kind of familiar sound. It's something of a magical use. I don't think you have the spell, but for a brief second you swear that you hear bells ringing. And then you hear a pop inside the room. What's the password? What? Say it again.
Inklewood.
Who's that?
My home, I
Why?
guess. Because I'm Bink.
Who's that?
Me.
What?
Who are you?
You hear another pop. And then beside you in the hallway, you see the form of a female half-elf. It's a face you haven't seen in a while, but you do recognize it. She is no longer blonde. Her hair has been kind of shaved on one side with like a little length from the top section that hangs over one side, the other side of her head. Her hair is currently changing colors, just kind of going through a myriad of different bright and dark colors. As you see before you, Jin. She stares down. Well, it only took you 3 months.
Dad, how you doing?
I've been better.
What's been up? What's how you doing?
I'm okay. Are you okay?
Yeah, we just got back from the Feywilds, but that's well, the time difference, it took a little longer than expected out here, I'm guessing.
You
Because,
don't
well, like-
say.
Jet lag's a bitch.
Well, come on in, I guess. I've been staying here most nights, waiting for you. It's definitely burnt a hole in my pocket. She kind of jingles her change purse, which doesn't make much sound.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. As she opens the door, you see that inside there is currently a human female, kind of just hanging out, sitting on the bed, reading a book. Jen kind of looks over at her. She says, "Oh, you're still here. You should probably go. I've got a friend." The female kind of shuts her book, looks up at Jen like, ugh, grabs her shoes and stomps past you guys on her way out. Says, "All right, Ben, come on in."
What? You want important?
I don't remember their name, so no.
Okay.
Waddle my way in. Like, you see me kind of like sit on the bed. Like, you just see me kind of like half hop up and just like struggle to get up on the bed.
The bed is severely unkempt. Looks like it hasn't been made in months. Kind of smells a little.
He gets off the bed and goes to a chair now. As I smell, he's like, okay. And I just like hobble over to the next chair over.
She just kind of looks like she's like, yeah, I just kind of sleep here every now and then. And I don't like live here waiting for you. But anyways, and she flicks her wrist and the door closes behind you.
Oh. So what do you know about my village? What happened?
Okay, well, no catching up. Straight to the point. This is... Well, I guess I raised you, so it makes sense.
Sorry about that. I've just been worried. Well, you know, that's kind of... I've been on my journey this whole time. But how are you? Now that you mentioned it, sorry.
Oh, now yes, I'm wonderful.
You seem kind of tired, so I didn't know if you want to talk about that right now.
A little hungover. And I wasn't expecting that person to still be here. I'm sorry for that.
Are you good?
But it looks like you are well. You've gotten fat.
I look down my belly and me. Yeah, I drank a lot of chunky apple juice and bacon.
Well, you know what pork does to you, Bink.
The more pork and bacon you eat, the stronger you get. That's the saying I heard from my mom and pop.
Yep, we'll go with that one. Anyways. Well, I found where your village should be. But it's not there. And you can tell that it was moved. I think magically. I haven't quite figured out how, but...
You have any idea who would want to do the thing to a gnome village?
Well, I've been doing some research gathering, poking my nose probably where it shouldn't be. But I think it was the Zeterum. I think they used magics of some sort. I don't know what they want with your village, but it seems like they have used some sort of teleportation or something of that nature to steal it. I have not found much beyond that, which is why I warned you about the dark spaces, because that is where the Zetrum usually lies. I imagine that they probably have some way to get there. Probably some sort of portal or teleportation magics. But I have not found... Well, that's a lie. I found the entrance, at least what I think is maybe the entrance to their underground network. But I have not been able to get in, so I don't know what's down there. But I can take you to where your village was. It's maybe a day's journey from here. Or we can try and see if the Zetrum have a portal, if you want to try and sneak down there. I think the two of us might be able to do it. Or, I don't know. That's what I've found so far. I think the only other thing that I can think about is your village. Other ways to get there. I've had a lot of time to think about this, so it might be hard to find, but there is a rumor that gnomish seeds, when planted outside of a gnome village, sometimes have magical effects. Occasionally these seeds can open portals of some sort to other dimensions. However, if the seeds are planted within a gnomish village, they simply sprout and grow. But I wonder what would happen if we planted a seed where your village should be but isn't. Could we force a portal to the village? It's all theory, and I don't know where to find these seeds, but maybe.
Well, I never heard of these seeds because I never left the village, but
Well,
maybe.
they're a common export. They're usually sold in bags to idiots. But, you know.
Yeah. So they can be sold at exports?
Well, I mean, gnomish seeds of all plants are magical. As I said, when planted outside of a gnomish village, they have magical effects sometimes, and, well, who wouldn't sell that? Most people don't buy them because the effects are generally random. Could be good, could be bad. We don't know. They're gnomish. So they don't usually sell very well, but they usually come with a hefty price for those willing to dabble in a little chaos. There might be some in some shops around here, since your village wasn't far, but I haven't been able to track any down so far.
Well, I got some friends I've been traveling with for a while. I don't know if I mentioned them in the message. Well, it was a short message. But yeah, I got some friends that might be able to help us split up throughout the town and help us find seeds. If they're selling any.
Oh. You have some friends. Oh, that's so wonderful. I hope they're taking care of you. You know what? That explains why you're so fat. Okay.
What are you getting at?
I don't think you would have made it very far on your own for very long. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, most definitely. I needed their help. They're really good friends.
Well, I'm glad you found some people. Yes, I would be willing to meet with them. We can share what we know and perhaps develop a plan. Well, I suppose you could invite them up here. I can make some space, clean up a little bit, or we can go down the stairs and eat. It just depends on how private or quiet you want the conversation to remain.
For now, just in case there's any unnecessary visitors in the town, I would say let's keep this private and hidden.
Okay. Well, do you want to get them, or do you have a way to contact them?
Yeah, give me a sec. You see me kind of like put my finger to my head. Hey guys, you can come up to the room now.
Are you bleeding out? What did she do to you?
Nothing. We're good. We were gonna discuss our plan.
Oh, okay.
Jesus, Lolly, the first thing you assume that you're fucking bleeding out.
You're telling me you did not have the same thought?
No, actually not.
Both Bink and Lalia, because you're using the sending stones, I'm assuming.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Make an intelligence, let's say, saving throw.
Is this
Why?
magical? Or is this some other kind of a saving thing?
It is magical.
Yeah, we'll say it's a magical effect.
Okay.
Should I not impose an advantage on this in case this is another premonition type of, well, not premonition, but
No, you want a high score on this, so.
alrighty. 16.
Okay.
You know.
Since you've
Got
arrived,
rid of a nat 1.
Yeah.
Ooh.
since you have arrived in Neverwinter, and this kind of goes for all of you, you have felt more at ease than the last time. You don't necessarily feel as though mentally you're being watched. However, when the two of you make this communication over the sending stone, you recognize almost immediately after that it was not private.
Oh.
Somebody was listening to what you said.
Alright, maybe we don't use these for the rest of the time.
We know about this, okay. Oh, boy.
Someone's been reading our mail.
It's the first time you used the sending stones in Neverwinter.
Hold on. Were you guys talking telepathically?
We have
No.
sending stones, so yeah, it's telepathically.
Yeah.
Oh no, like Fig is saying that.
Oh.
Bink, you're upstairs. They haven't made it yet.
As we start heading that way, well, you'll say, we were, but I don't think we should do that anymore.
Oh, I'm.
I think that was like three-way calling.
Yeah. It's like if you've ever used walkie-talkies, it's like you know somebody else was on that frequency.
Ben?
I was thinking.
Oh
of
no,
the-
this is Big asking.
What'd you ask? I missed it.
Oh, no, I was saying,
Hey, Jen.
Yup.
Is it okay that we use sending stones? Because I believe somebody just listened in when I called them over.
Oh, I forgot to tell you about that. Yeah, probably not a good idea. They can't necessarily hear everything we're saying, but whatever's going on in this town, they can hear. They're on the frequency to hear anything that's said telepathically or not verbally. Might be careful with that.
Boy. Okay, I'll be more careful about that.
So as you guys are heading up the stairs, it's kind of crowded to get up the stairs. It's not super big. You are all very abruptly pushed aside as a young female human with a book under her arm and her shoes in her hands and a coat over her back just comes barreling down. Clearly upset about something. Pushes through all of you. Get out of my way.
Is there a library up there?
He may or may not put his shoulder out at this bumper.
Yeah, you bump her. She's gonna see if she can save. Oh yeah, she gives you the stank eye as she avoids your shoulder.
Aiden gives her the stink eye. Like, don't be a fucking asshole. Check yourself before you get wrecked yourself.
She just keeps walking.
I'm assuming she didn't bump me.
Hmm?
She did not bump me.
She would have just pushed through whoever was coming up the top first. So whoever was up front, probably the first two people she would have just bumped into coming around the corner quickly.
Cool.
Big Ming whispers to Lalia, I don't like the mortal plane.
It doesn't get much better, unfortunately.
Damn.
So only takes you a few more moments, but you guys find your way to door number 24.
We're like, what did he say? We can't ask him. Which room was it?
Are you knocking?
I don't know. Maybe just knock on doors?
Figment starts going up to every door.
No.
Hank?
We are not very good at being subtle, are we?
Rooms 21 through 23, you don't hear any responses. But once you knock on the room 24, Bink, you hear from the other side. Knock, knock, knock. Bink!
Yes, you can come in.
I found him!
All right. Good teamwork.
So as you all begin to pile into this room, you realize it's not very big. It's like 25 by 25 with a bed and a dresser and a chamber pot in the corner.
It's like our little hut that we had while traveling.
So you're all a little cramped, but you do in fact see this female half-elf just kind of sitting in the corner chatting with Bink as you enter. She kind of looks up at all of you, her hair kind of cycling through chromatic colors. Oh, Bink, that's a lot of friends.
Cool trick.
Hope you had friends.
I want to do that!
Thank you. It's called prestidigitation.
Goes on tight.
Yep. Well, shut the door behind you. Because I can't reach it now.
We're all like squishing. Oh, hold on. It's almost. We gotta pull it all the way.
Lalia, hoof's on my foot.
Well, your foot shouldn't be there.
Sorry, that was
What do
my...
you mean?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Sorry, Bink. We're not making good first impression. Glares
No,
at
you
Aiden.
I mean, look at me.
You just see like some like bacon fall on my beard. It's like,
It's free bacon.
Yeah, Jen kind of looks around and takes you all in. She stops on you for just a moment, Lalia. I like your hair.
Well, thank you. She like awkwardly kind of pats her mane hair.
Yes, she turns to you, Bink. At least you found one cute one.
Can Fig do a gay vibe check?
Insight check, I guess.
Alright. Roll insight.
Is the gaydar working? That's the question.
is the gate working?
Natural 20 for starting.
Jesus.
Wow.
On a scale of 1 to 10, you're getting like a 15.
Oh yeah. I kind of just like do a little nod at her, like, yeah, I know.
But she looks
It's
back.
like,
Yeah, I know, right?
like totally oblivious to this.
Yep.
Right?
Well, so Jen turns back to you, Bink. She says, "Well, do you want to tell them, or should I?"
I think you better best explain this, cause well, yeah, you've been looking into this more than me.
All right. And over the next few minutes, she relays the information back to you guys that she relayed to Bink.
Mhm.
I'm not going to say it all again.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't take notes the first night. No, just
Oh, that sucks.
kidding.
Better ask Bink.
Yeah.
I'm like, realistically, would Bink actually remember this song?
With an intelligence of 20,
For
yes.
this? Probably, yes. Yes, he would.
I feel like it would be playing out even more epically in his mind, though. Like,
Yeah.
the fish was this big.
There's a background soundtrack. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Says, well, there you have it. That's what I've managed to gather.
And so you've given us the option that we could, and this part I actually didn't write down, that we could go to see Bink's home, that you might be able to take us to the Zentrum, the entrance spot. Those are the choices, yes? Slightly above table, DM.
Yeah, if you're really interested in finding it with him, those are the options I've come up with. You're welcome to brainstorm.
Well, Bink, what are you thinking?
We need to find these. We need to find these magical seeds, and I mean, if we're able to find them here, and we would go to the last known location where my village was, and see what happened.
You know, it makes me wonder, the way they're described, if they're not like those other beans or whatever you got that one time.
I take out my bag of holding. I was thinking just the same thing, but I mean, they can't be these. These, like, the one that she described just shrivel up and don't grow. These these are random stuff, scary stuff.
Right, they just seem like very gnomey now that she has described them. It seems like maybe these were made by gnomes.
I want to show Jen the magical bag of beans. Are these perhaps gnome seeds?
She kind of
As they're like beans, but
she takes the bag from you and looks over. She says, "Well, I mean, beans are seeds in their own way. You plant them and they grow into things." She kind of fiddles around with the bag for a little bit, and then you see she kind of pulls. She opens the top, and like from the inside, she pulls out what looks to be like a little tag. And she says, "Oh, there you go." And on the tag, it says, "Imported from Dinglewood."
This explains so much.
What? Oh my god!
You never check the tag? You always got to see where stuff comes from.
It was inverted. It was inside out. I couldn't tell.
Well, the tag's always on the inside of the bag. They do not... Okay, yep. Apparently, I forgot to teach you some things. My bad.
How am I supposed to... Why would I be interested where it comes from? I just think it's cool that it has these magical bag of beans that grow stuff. I didn't know it was...
Bink, you
It's from Dinkle.
you gotta pay attention where stuff comes from. I mean, think about your food, right? You don't know if it's a... I mean, if you eat bacon, are you sure it's not cloned bacon? Instead of regular bacon, or bacon from a real pig? Or, oh my goodness.
Look, I don't question bacon, okay? Bacon is bacon.
Yeah, until it's cloned bacon from...
If it's cloned bacon, then that's even more awesome, because it's cloned, and it still tastes delicious.
Yep. I did not miss this. Okay.
You just like take another piece of bacon. Oh yeah, that's right, from Feywild.
You've got a lot of bacon.
Another piece of that special bacon from my from a magical bag, and I just eat it.
As you pull out that piece of bacon here in the material plane and not the Feywild, roll a d20 for me.
Oh no.
Oh my god! Is this like a save or just literally a regular d20?
Yep, just a d20.
17.
Okay. It still looks good. It still looks healthy. It still smells amazing, but it's pink.
Like raw pink or
Like neon pink.
I'm gonna eat that still. Shove it in my face hole.
It tastes amazing. It is wonderful bacon.
Delicious.
Jin's just kind of looking at you like, oh god.
I feel like Lolly's face is somewhere between, yeah, you see what we have to deal with, and also like, but he is great. Why are you so mean?
I guess part of it's my fault. I raised him, but also I had to deal with this for many years. Okay. Sometimes a little break is nice. Let me ease back into it.
Big is kind of like still teary-eyed after hearing the story because had no idea what happened,
Right.
and now he's hearing the whole village was just gone, and he kind of walks over to Pink. He's like, "I am so sorry." He like bends down and hugs him.
Ah, thank you.
Poor Fig Mig dealing with our trauma dumps right out the bat.
Yes, she hands you the beans back and says, "Yeah, these are probably gonna work. If that's what you want to try. I don't know for sure. It's just a theory."
Oh wow, that could be fantastic. But it's up to you, Bink. Where do you think we should start?
If anything, I would say let's definitely start with the area where my village was last, or if you know exactly where it was, or area. Okay, and I got some beans left. I mean, we could try a bean. I haven't really been using them, so
Oh dear.
we can start off with that.
She says, "Oh yeah, I can take you there." Well, when did you want to leave? It'll take us about a day.
What type? What? Part of the day is it right now?
It's
What
afternoon. It's probably like 1, 2 o'clock.
I would say let's go now. That would be a good time. Unless anybody needed to get anything before we leave.
Nope, we're all good. Nothing, no checklist left in the city. I'm good. When do we leave?
Insight check.
Sure.
That was
I'll
very
roll
Russian
for
for
this
Lalia
one.
standards.
Oh, that's not great.
Well, that's not great either. So
Gosh.
You know that she probably has something she's trying to hide, but you can't remember what, so you just let it go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's go now.
On this one, we should try and save Bink's village. We've already not met up with Jen for about 60 days, so
So Jin kind of looks around at all of you. She's like, "All right. I mean, if we're gonna go tonight." Oh shit! What? Hold on a second. She pulls out a little notebook, flips through a couple pages. Okay, then. Okay, I need to go talk to Isabel, and then we can go.
oh, the unhelpful one? Okay.
Check on that.
What are you looking for?
What the notebook is for? I guess I don't know.
Lalia, make an intelligence check with disadvantage.
Gosh, I know. My sweet little ace baby. Okay. Let's see. Oh, 10.
It's a book of names.
Book of names. Oh. I too have trouble with names. Got to remember them all.
Says,
Big kind of
Yep.
assumes that. Well, does he see the names?
you can make a perception check if you're trying to see what's written.
Yes, because he also knows that this is a fellow gay.
Jesus Christ, that perception modifier.
Right? No kidding.
Yes, you can see that this is in fact a book of names. All of the names on the book appear to be some form, mostly feminine, and you can see that there are dates next to them, and then they are crossed out. Previous dates are crossed out.
He like bites his lip and he's like, okay. He assumes that it's like, yeah, that kind of list.
Yeah. Little black book, if you will. Yeah.
He says, "Well, I'll be right back." And she disappears, and you hear a little pop from outside in the hallway, and then some footsteps.
Jake assumes that everyone knows what it was, so he goes over to Bink. He's like, "Hey." Huh?
Oh, are we certain that there's nothing we need from here first before we decide to leave?
Yeah, give it something new. I don't care.
I wouldn't say it's little. It's going to take longer than however long it takes this one to speak to their companion, whatever.
Everybody make a perception check.
Oh, good.
Or everybody watch Figmig, see what's going on.
Oh my god.
Wrong one.
14, 32, 33. Wait,
That was performance. Oh my god, Connor.
persuasion. Oh boy.
Okay.
It's the
this
same
one's-
modifier.
It's the same
What
one.
the heck?
Perception.
Went through all the P's.
And
There
didn't
we
get
go.
below. Okay,
Okay.
now you got below a 30. Finally, Jesus. Yeah. Okay. DC on this was 10. You guys hear some shouts and what sounds like the clattering of pans, and then Jen is back in the room. All right, we're ready. We should go.
Okay.
Like right now.
Right now.
Yep. Let's go.
What happened?
Let's go.
Okay, guys, let's run.
Maybe she forgot her name on the way downstairs. All right.
I think she just committed a felony. Let's go!
You can't just say that so casually. You can't just say that.
Hey, didn't go so well.
You can't just say that so casually.
Oh
Here we do it like majority of the time.
So you guys begin making your way downstairs and back through the bar. You see Isabella, the barkeep, is like red in the face and flustered. She's like, "God, cancel a date with me? Oh!" And you,
Felony, she's just stitching out. Okay, let's go.
Jen's gonna roll for stealth. Okay, she's good. You guys lose sight of Jen for a second as you make your way through the dining area. But as you make your way back outside, she reappears. Says, "Well, yep, nothing to see. Yeah, we should go."
I like her initiative.
Says, "All right. Is there anything you guys need? Oh, by the way, Blue Butt." And she looks at you, Zanzidar, and then points at the scroll guy. "That's where you get glasses. I overheard that."
Don't point.
You guys see this old guy. "Scrolls, get your scrolls. Get your scrolls
Are there any
here."
glasses laying out on the table?
No, there looks like he's got like a little stand behind him of like parts and pieces, but no like put together glasses. And then he changes his tune here. Reward
Reward
for. What'd you say?
What's the reward for?
First person to court my granddaughter, 10,000 gold.
Oh my god.
We're a
What
little
you into?
busy. Oh gosh.
You know what you get to-
Not dragons. Sorry.
Figmig overhearing it, he kind of like comes over and he poses.
Oh, you want to be on the list?
Nah, girls aren't my type. And he looks straight over at Jin.
What the heck are you talking about?
Says, "Oh, that's wonderful." And then he looks at you, Lalia.
Damn it.
Like, "Oh, yes, you. Don't forget."
I know we're a little busy right now. I will be there with bells on.
That's all right.
We
yeah.
have to find the city. It's a big deal.
All right. Don't worry. I mean, you're not next on the list. You're just still on it.
Yeah, I know. Thank you for the reminder.
Yep. So Jin kind of looks around at you guys. She's like, well, it seems you've been here before. She looks up at you, Lalia. She's like, yeah, she's a fun person. Good luck with that date.
Oh, wait, you. Oh, okay. You know, I may have questions later. You
Oh.
know, when we aren't saving Banks World.
Gotcha. Yeah, she's not my type. She's a little too broody.
Broody or
Broody.
Broody. Oh, what the? Like him? And she points at Aiden.
No, kind of dark, kind of aloof. I don't know. It wasn't for me. Anyways, anything else you guys need around town before we get going?
Ethan personally would like to spend some time in the forge. But if the time is urgent, then it can wait till after. It depends on you, Big, how long you're willing to wait.
Before the dawn of sundown, whatever. Before the sun sets down.
What time is it now?
Like 1, he said.
Yeah, you're approaching like 2
that's
o'clock
fine.
at this point with all the conversing and hanging out.
How far is the forge from here? Or well, actually, I'm talking about that one smithy with the nice friendly troll. Was it a troll or was it an ogre? I think it was an ogre.
It's an ogre. It's on the other side of town.
How long would it take for me to get there?
Probably about an hour at least.
If I used haste and fucking dash.
Oh, don't waste your armor. I mean, if we're gonna do that, I might as well go with you. You know, cast haste on both of us.
It was a joke. I'm not actually going to use haste. I think
Oh, okay.
I have confidence in my forging abilities to craft what I want to craft within the time frame that I've been given.
But yeah, it all depends on Bing.
So before sundown, which is what, like 7
Well,
o'clock.
I think it's like 7 or 8, so you have time.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the forge.
Jin's kind of looking around at you guys, and she looks down at you, Bing. She's like, wait, I just canceled the dates and we're going to stay here all night? You said we wanted to go now? Ah, damn it. Isabel's
Sorry
going
for
to
your luck.
kill me.
Well, you know, now you're free. Maybe I ask those questions.
Yeah, I mean, you can go out with Walia.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
no.
what? No.
Jin kind of looks at you like,
Why are you
You're
looking
Aiden shout
at
from down the. You're Aiden shout from down the street. Seal the deal, Alia.
What was that?
I said, seal the deal,
Oh, seal the
Alia.
deal. What deal? There is no exchanging of options.
I forget to understand material plane terms.
Can Big go up to the big fountain and like hop up to the top of it and just start going at it with the flute?
Hey.
yeah, make an acrobatics check.
Got it.
Because it is pretty big.
You have no idea.
Yeah. You make your way
How
up,
tall is it, by the way?
comparatively.
Alright.
Like 35, 40 feet to the top.
Alright, I'm gonna do a jump.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Is it a mirthful leap or?
Well, okay. I can cast the jump spell from a ring. So triple her jump. So currently her jump right now, I believe is 9 feet. So if she moves 10 feet and she can triple her jump with the jump spell, that's like 27 feet. And then we roll for the mirthful leap. We were doing the math on this
Yeah.
beforehand. So a little bit under 35 feet
Yeah.
for the
Good
jump.
grief.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you tape a leap and you make it to the top. You
And
can-
start just going ham on that flute.
Sure. You get a couple people that are like hanging out, looking at you, kind of enjoying the show. Yeah. You can make a performance check while you're up there if you want.
And out of nowhere, Bink comes to the sound. I'm just kidding. Actually, since we're waiting, would you mind if I join you?
No, you can absolutely join her. Make your own performance check to see how well you can accompany her 35.
Performance, right?
Yep.
31!
Jesus.
Okay.
Now we really got a band going.
Yeah, you get some people that weren't expecting to be outside today to come outside and listen. You guys are rocking it out. And since we're all splitting up and going to accomplish some tasks, let's take a quick pee break.
Yep.
And then we'll jump back in and run through those real quick. Alright, so jumping back in here. Bink and Figmig, you are having a gay old time playing some music on top of a frozen water fountain. You're getting quite a few fans, some people coming out, hanging out, enjoying the music. Seems the shoppers are having fun with it. Jin is kind of hiding amongst the market stalls, but you can see she hasn't made it too far away. But Aiden, you begin clanking and running off towards the forge. And Lalia, Jin kind of comes up to you. She's like, well, I guess we've got a few minutes. You wanted to ask questions about something?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, we find a place to sit down, little away, private.
Sure. She kind of walks you over. There's some like benches around the outside.
Mm-hmm.
She just picks one. She's like, what about here?
Perfect. Lalia looks, does this look like it will hold a centaur?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So Lalia sits down. She says, the gentleman selling scrolls. Yes, I have agreed to go on a date with his daughter. But I have never been on a date before with another person, a woman person. And you seem to maybe know about women person dates. And so I was wondering if you had any tips, tricks, what happens on a date.
She kind of, like, her eyes get a little wide. And she's like, that depends on who you're with.
Well, I believe you said you know her, so you know what she's like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's kind of dark and broody, and I mean, she's a goblin.
Yes, he mentioned that.
But I think it's more by choice. Pretty sure she is a spellcaster of some sort. I think she chooses goblin to be less appealing to people.
Interesting, okay.
I don't know what she originally is, but I'm pretty sure she can polymorph herself, so probably anything.
That is a neat trick.
Yeah.
Well, how do you make sure that people have good times on dates? Like, do you go for food?
Her face gets a little red. Yeah. Yep. Food's a good idea.
Food. All right. Okay. And and I want to take her somewhere nice. Do you have restaurants you'd recommend? Or should I cook? I'm not very good. I can make pie. I don't think that's a date meal.
Not by itself, unless you're doing a picnic, but it's definitely not the time of year for a picnic.
What is a picnic?
Yeah, it's like where you set out a blanket and you eat in the grass.
Oh, they have a special name for that here? That is so interesting. That's just lunch.
Yep.
In the okay.
Yep. No, I didn't really get past what all she liked. Her personality was just a little much for me. She was kind of angry at the world.
I know the type.
Yeah. I mean, nice places. Well, there's like a fish market, there's a couple restaurants around town. I usually just take them to the Flying Chicken over here, but, that's me, and I've only been here for a few months. There's the roasted manticore,
Yikes.
kind of a high-end meat place.
Ooh.
Oh, you don't like meat?
Not my favorite. No.
Oh, wow, I mean, I eat a lot of meat, but if you want a place that doesn't have meat, wow, that's kind of... There's the stinking aphid.
What a lovely name. And they have non-meat meals?
I think so.
Alright, but also this is not a bad place, and she gestures over across the square to Flying Chicken. Like, they have decent food. Their service is a little abrupt. I wouldn't want to ruin the mood of a date with, like, mean waitresses.
Taking somebody to the Flying Chicken is kind of an advanced date.
Oh, I don't want that. I am very beginner at this.
Yeah, I do it because there's food and beds. You probably just want to start with the food.
Yes, I'm not... You can see Lalia doing calculus, trying to figure out how beds factor into dates.
Yep, don't worry about that part. You'll get there.
Well, thank you for the advice. I don't know that I will have time to go on this date while we are here and preparing to go to Dinglewood, but I feel a little more prepared, so that is good.
Yep. Well, I think Isabel's probably had some time to cool down. I need to blow off some steam. So you see Jen kind of gets up and walks over towards the fountain where Bink and Fig are playing. She looks up at the two of you. Mind if I join?
Sure.
More the merrier.
Yeah.
We're having a gay old time. And looks at her.
Awesome. And she kind of slowly
Bink's
makes...
just
Go ahead.
Bink's just like very confused when they keep saying. I don't even think Bink knows the meaning of gay at this point. And he's just going along with it.
He knows it means happy.
Yeah.
So she kind of makes her way up to the top, and you watch as Jin pulls out a large pair of bagpipes.
Yes.
Begins bleeding with you.
I'm surprised you know how to blow in that thing.
She says, well, it takes many types. Everybody has their specialties. In the meantime, what's Zan doing? And then we'll jump to Aiden, because his trek across town will take a minute.
I was gonna travel across town with Aiden.
Okay.
Are we making a brisk pace or letting Aiden set the pace?
Full sprint.
Full sprint? Okay.
I'll even make a con check if I have to.
No, you're good.
I mean, if that's the case, I'm clicking my boots of speed to go at... So, if Aiden's, like, full-on sprinting, I'm clicking my boots of speed to power walk
Mm-hmm.
instead of full-on sprint. Just
you go.
walk right beside him.
You got it.
I'm gonna try and bump into a few people, though.
You're gonna try to bump into a few people?
See if there's any rich-looking people around.
Headed in the way that you're headed, you see nobody that looks rich.
Okay.
This is very much the... it's not the artisan crafters area. This is the blue-collar, welts on their hands, make shit type crafting area.
Okay. I'm still looking to bump into people then.
Okay.
But I'm gonna do the reverse of what I was going to do.
Make a... Okay, so it's easy enough. You see quite a few... I mean, just having your general experience in lay of the land, some of your middle to lower class, blue-collared people, kind of workers, men, women, various races. You get that it's lunchtime or the end of lunchtime, so you see a few of them milling about, kind of finishing up some lunch boxes for the day. I mean, even though they're sitting outside in like half an inch of snow and it's cold as hell out, they are sweating. And you can feel the heat radiating from some of these buildings.
I'm gonna try and drop 50 gold. 5 gold apiece per person.
Okay.
No.
Easy enough. They're not super perceptive. They're kind of doing their own thing. Everybody's minding their own business. A couple of them, you accidentally kick some toes, and you get some grumpy looks like, hey, watch it.
Sorry, sir.
Make a perception check. I'll give one to Aiden, too, but he's going to have disadvantage because you're running to the forge.
Okay.
Running.
Wow, I killed an 18. Well,
Okay. Aiden, you don't really pick up on much. You're kind of focused. You know where you're going. You know you've got limited time. Zan, though, spending some more time with the people and bumping into a few of them, you, again, it comes to you that you don't feel like, in your mind, now that you have this ring on, you don't feel like you're being watched mentally. However, you can't help but think that every now and then something shifts in a window or around a corner. You don't catch anything, but you still feel not mentally, not presently, but you yourself get the sense that you might be being watched physically now.
Interesting. Alright, I'll just keep it in mind. I'll bring it up later, but I'm not going to say anything currently.
Mm-hmm. Let you guys make your way to the chubby ogre. As you open the door, you see the 7 to 8 foot tall, relatively short, but chubby ogre. You look at him as you enter. He kind of turns to both of you and says, "Oh, you come back, more forge?"
yes. How much gold to use forge?
That depend. You buy Ogie shield? You buy Ogie shield, use forge free forever.
Don't have that much money.
Oh. You broke.
Yes.
How much is the shield?
250,000 gold.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
In my opinion, I think that's a good deal. I don't know.
It is an enchanted +3 shield.
Oh my god.
He's a big daddy.
It's a win-win. You get a great shield, and you use the forge. It's a win-win. You got pull coins out of our butts.
That shield would wipe out savings.
Oh. You're not very good crafter then, if that's all your savings. Okay. Ogie lets you use forge. What's number bigger than 12, smaller than 50?
13.
Okay. 75 gold.
Per hour?
Whole day.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you only need hour?
No, I would like full day, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll pay that. Do you have studded leather armor
Yes.
in stock?
Ogie does.
How much for regular set?
What more than 2 less than 75?
3.
Okay, 48 gold.
That, ooh. Let me look at studded leather. Hang on a sec.
Oh, that's way ripoff. That is definitely not the value of studded leather.
I mean, it's beyond its freaking 45.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's not too far off then, but
Could I make a insight check on this guy to see if just having the feeling that we're being watched and from our knowledge of things that could be implanted into people's brains? Because this guy seems dumb.
sure, make an insight check.
Also, the fact ogres aren't very bright.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He lacks person-to-person skills. He seems pretty non-intelligent. You're not getting multiple personality vibes at the moment, but beyond that, it just seems like he's dumb. At least when it comes to business. But you see the wares and the things that he's made, and he is very clearly excellent at what he does.
Yeah, whatever. I'll buy the studded leather. It's whatever.
Says, haha, Olgi got you.
Yeah.
He thinks he got me, and now I'm gonna use the forge, and I'm gonna upgrade this studded leather.
Says, okay, have fun. Olgi, keep working on new sword.
And I'm upgrading this for a +1.
Cool.
And maybe we'll see how far I get. I want to see how far I get first. So, +1. Dex plus proficiency.
Yep.
I'm using daily inspiration already. Didn't think that was gonna happen, but okay.
Bro.
There we go. That makes it a dirty 20.
Okay. You do
Nice.
successfully make the item. You do not need to refine it.
And that's 2 hours, correct?
Yep.
Okay, doggy. Then I'm going to try to upgrade again. Hopefully something gets better this time. Not fucking 4. What's the DC this time? To upgrade to level 2?
Upgrade
Or
plus
plus
1
2.
to plus 2. It is plus 10 to the DC. So you would need, for no refining to make it, you would need a 26 plus.
Oof.
Ow.
And you need twice the base crafting materials. So you would need to buy 2 more.
Me too.
22, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the item is made, but you need to spend at least another hour to try and refine it. So you'd have to roll to try again.
Okay.
So where are we sitting at now? 7 o'clock? 8
3, 4,
o'clock?
5. So yeah, you're at 7 o'clock.
What time does it get dark here?
The sun is going down. It is winter time, so days are shorter.
That'd be a 21.
So you want to go again at 7 p.m. That'll take you to 9 o'clock.
I thought you said only need another hour to refine.
Oh, to refine, yes. That would take you to 8 o'clock, which is going to be well past sundown.
This is why I went with Aiden.
Okay, so let me check in with everybody, right? Because Bink, you said you wanted to leave before sundown, or at sundown.
At least by the time the sun sets down, then we would start leaving. Yes.
Okay.
So if the sun's just setting, then and he finishes, then Yeah.
So, where you're at now, before trying to refine this item, the sun is almost gone. Like, it is dark. So,
Okay, I guess I'll stop for now.
I mean, unless you want to
Would
communicate with
throwing
Xavier or
Aiden
Bink.
give it any time to get done quicker?
Is there what?
Could I throw haste on Aiden to get it done quicker? Just curious.
Yeah, I'd probably allow that. You would change
Okay.
it from like an hour to maybe half an hour.
I'll go throw haste on Aiden and say, we gotta hurry. We gotta go.
Okay. So, saying that you probably would have realized that when he was working on it to upgrade to a +2, I would say I'll give you that one more check. And that'll take you to about 7:15.
Okay. Do you want me to roll a dex check again, or are you going to take the 21 that I rolled for that?
I'll let you make a new one.
Okay. Even better, 24.
Okay. With a 26 DC, it is still a +1.
Wow, okay. Well, I guess I'm done for now.
So I'm pretty sure that's what we had, right?
I'm surprised the DC was that high after for just refining. I thought it went down for a second. I don't remember if that was how it worked.
Yeah, because from 0 to a +1 added 5 to the DC. +1 to +2 added 10. +2 to +3 added 15. So that would have made the no refinement a 26 or more. And the needs refinement was a 12 to 25.
But the DC doesn't change if I just need to refine it.
I didn't write that down. I'll give it to you this time. You rolled pretty high. You rolled pretty good. So I will revisit that, but I'll say that you did get to a +2.
Okay.
Just because I didn't make notes on that.
Okay, that works. Then I'm done here for now, at least.
Mhm.
I'm gonna, as I head out, I'm gonna show the study letter to the ogre. 48 gold for this? Pretty good deal.
Oh,
Risking an invasion of mind. I'm gonna be like, okay, Bink, we're headed back. Where are you at?
Who are you saying that to?
to you, to Bink.
We're in the. Wait, where are we? Wait, are we in the town center? Wait, are we in the town center?
If you're
Or
still
something?
playing, yeah.
We're in the town center playing. You'll hear us.
All right.
There you go.
All right then. So as you show that to Ogie, he just kind of looks at it. He says, "Huh, you slow worker though."
Ooh.
Doesn't matter about the time so long as the quality is good.
But it's real good when you can do like Ogie and go quick and good, make much money.
Someday.
Maybe Ogie teach you sometime.
We'll see. And I'm gonna head out. This time is of the essence.
All right.
As we walk out the door, keep an eye out. I just saw shadows coming in.
Just love shadows. Always so suspicious. Always wonderful. Always nice. Great.
All right. So you guys headed, making your way back over to the town square.
Lolly is not participating, but she's like started a mosh pit equivalent in front of, or if there is a mosh pit, she's in the middle of it.
Well, Aiden and Zan, I would say, with Zan catching some before and alerting you at this point, you never catch anything, but out of the corner of your eye, every now and then you just see a head or a face appear around a corner, and you go to look and it's not there.
Creepy.
But you do make your way back into the town square, and you do in fact see that both Figmig, Bink, and now Jen are standing on top of this frozen fountain playing music, and there are townspeople all around throwing gold coins into the fountain.
Clank, clank, clank.
Now is the fountain running and we're wet, or is
No,
it
it's
not
winter.
running?
It's wintertime, bro. This thing's like
Oh yeah.
frozen over at this point.
Alrighty.
Well, you seem to have gotten quite the crowd.
Because we're awesome. He goes to high five Bink, crouching down.
Give a high five back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jin kind of hops down. She's like, all right, it's sundown. You ready to go?
I'm ready.
Yep, just one sec.
I go to count how much money we made.
You're gonna run around the fountain and try and pick up all the coins?
Oh, 100%.
Roll a D100 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh no.
6. Are you kidding me?
Well, I was timing it by 10, so you got 60 gold.
Hey.
Any number, really?
That's what you find. You can see some places where some of the coins like made it through the ice and they're now at the bottom, or have disappeared from view. But you managed to gather about 60 of them.
Yeah, I made 60.
Woo.
Wait, how am I distributing this towards the whole group?
Oh, group thinking, both of us. What do I do?
Jin looks at you. She's like, I don't need it. You should give it to your friends. They helped you perform.
Hey.
So I split between me and Fig.
Cool.
Cool, cool.
So we got 30! Yeah!
Woo.
All right.
Hey, you know what? That got me to 904 in total, so you know what? That's not bad.
There you
Nice.
go. Rolling in the monies.
Rolling in the dough.
So Jin just kind
Alrighty.
of looks around at all of you, looks back at you, Bink. Well, how do you want to get there? Do you want to walk? Do you want to follow me? We want to rent some horses.
You know what? Let's rent some horses. We've never done that before.
I'm good, but you know.
I totally forgot. It's like,
If you
oh yeah, no,
guys
she's a
want-
built-in. She has that function built in
Right.
to her DNA. She's good.
But you know, it might be good for the rest of you, especially for the warmth. This is very chilly out there.
That's what we have these rings for. Show my ring of warmth.
Oh, must be nice to have that attunement slot available. I had to fly us here.
I've unattuned that already, but I take out my sword and I'm like,
Ah, yes.
There you go.
Ping pong.
Jin kind of looks at you and she's like, oh, that's wonderful. You probably shouldn't leave that on while you're on a horse. She says, trust me, I know. And she pulls out a rapier and it ignites.
Yeah, we do.
Yep, and I forgot to turn it off one time when I was on the horse. Let's just say I
Are
didn't
you
get my...
holding it? Because it turns off if you sheath it automatically.
Yeah, I missed the sheath.
Oh,
I lost my deposit.
Oh dear.
did the horse make it? Oh God.
No, that's what I meant.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
All right.
They are surprisingly combustible.
Oh
I
God.
wouldn't say surprisingly, but
Yeah.
all right. Let's go find somewhere to rent horses.
All right.
Yeah.
This is not my area of expertise.
So, keep an eye out. We're being tracked.
Oh.
I mean, tracks.
Do we have fans?
No.
I mean, maybe. Goodness, that was harsh. But no, I don't think
Hope
that's.
so.
Well,
That means we got fans. Yeah.
no, not the ooh yay, it's them fans. It's find out what they're doing and stop them fans.
What are we doing wrong?
Is it like the crazy they
Well-
follow you to your room type of fan? Oh God.
Potentially, I don't know.
Jin's like, I like those fans.
Oh my God.
Not really. Well, this way. She begins to lead you kind of to one of the eastern edges of town, just near kind of the eastern gate. You see that there is, in fact, a building set up that has some stables attached. I don't know if I actually put it at the eastern gate or not.
Dun digga dun digga dun digga dun.
Yeah, I think it's this one.
Cool.
They've got an open yard, and she kind of leads you in to this stabled area. She says, well, I know the guy. It's a good rate. It's a deposit of 50 gold, and then it's 10 gold a day, unless you want to buy the horse. If you buy the horse, it's 200 gold.
Is it only horses?
Yep. What else would you ride?
How long it would take if we went there by horse?
About a day.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, we're gonna need the horses.
Yeah, whether we're walking or we're on horses, it's about a day in the end. There's really no getting around it. It's through rough terrain and in forest and woods and mountains, so, either way, it's just, if we take horses, we save our feet a little bit.
Terrain.
Not to mention, if we get
I'm pretty sure it'll
ambushed
save
and
my
die,
feet a
yeah,
lot
that's
because,
me.
look at these things.
Don't remind me. What were you saying, Zan?
Yeah, no, sorry about that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that.
I said, if we get ambushed and they die, we have extra meat.
Oh my
That
God.
is true. But then we're gonna have to pay for the horses in the end. That's the problem.
It
Yep.
would be a very expensive hamburger.
Horse burger.
Horse burger.
Is there any hay like on the ground?
Oh, yeah.
Big picks them up and tries to eat it.
Does hay grow year round?
It's been threshed. There's horsies.
Yeah. It's laid down hay. It's not like this is a wheat field.
No. Okay.
Chewing it, he's like, "You
Yeah.
do this to your horses? It's gross."
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
This
well,
may be
whoops.
dirty, dirty
God.
hay.
Or it might be. No, wait. I keep thinking this is a wheat farm and thinking about manure. But anyways,
Yeah.
Okay. It,
Technically a 15.
it only takes you a second to realize the horses in this pen seem to be very well taken care of. They have horse feed in feeding troughs, and you picked up some bedding hay. Might have a little bit of dookie on there. This was not eating hay.
Kind of like realizes slowly. He looks down. He's like, "Oh." He's like, "Yeah, I knew that."
A couple of the horses are looking at you like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Aiden just looks at Nick. Yeah, even the horses don't need to that.
So, did you want to get horses, Bink, or not?
How much was it? Wait, how much was it again for the time being? For each horse?
If you want to buy a horse, it's 200 gold. If you want to rent a horse, it's a 50 gold deposit and 10 gold a day.
And we need it for at least
And
2
that's
days.
for each horse.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, frick the horses, we're walking. It'll take a day to get there, we'll just walk. You guys up walking? We've been doing it for like the whole entire adventure. Flat
just-
horses.
Aiden just mutters under his breath. I think you just climb on someone.
Big goes ahead and like crouches down to Bink and says, "If you want, little guy, you can ride on my shoulders." He still feels bad about the whole finding out about the town thing.
Bink is just about to summon his griffin soon, but he doesn't know whether he's about to go to another freaking like magical place where it would be rendered useless. But at this point, he might just summon his griffin.
Totally up to you.
But then it would only be able to carry me, so you know, I'm willing to just make the walk. What about you guys? What are you guys up for?
Yes, so walk.
Yeah, I'm cool with walking.
He's gonna walk in.
Lalia was really looking forward to the logistics of a horseback ride, but I think she's up for walking.
All right.
You mean
I mean, like if the horse ride and the walk if the walk took like 2 to 3 days, and the horses were like a day, or like it got you in a day, then I'd be like, okay, let's take the horses, you know.
Mhm.
If it's like you can make it in a day for both, then might as well walk.
All right. So Jen's kind of like, all right, well, let's get started. She leads you guys out of the eastern gate. You make your way towards kind of the... you know that the direction you're headed is kind of Mount Hope now, Neverwinter Woods, probably going to be on the eastern edge of those woods, if not farther. You get about an hour or two outside of town, and Jin looks at you and says, well, time to make camp.
Yeah.
Unless you want to walk through the night.
Let's make camp here.
Yeah, so this is... I don't know why you decided to leave so late, but
Well,
whatever.
yeah, and if we just napped, I could have went. All right. Well, you know, it's all good.
You guys, I don't...
I'm never going to complain about the night not in the city. So
She just kind of looks at all of you and she's like, well, I can't say I didn't expect it from Bink, so doesn't always think things through.
hoping for a night hike?
She says, we can continue on if you want, but you'll be pretty tired
fun.
come tomorrow.
Someone will have to hold my
Let's-
hand because
I think
I
we
don't
should
know where the
sleep.
fuck I'm going.
does anybody have a nice place for us to sleep?
Wait, no, that's the point. Wait, no, I mean, everyone go about your business for a sec. There's a reason why I'm not doing it yet.
I just like the idea of Bink saying that, and we're all just looking at each other in this like random field or clearing.
Jen doesn't know. Shh.
What are we gonna do?
Rex, in a sec, don't worry.
You see Jin kind of sits down for a second. She's like, all right, well, give me a couple minutes. I can make a little hut.
I'm so letting
Walk
your
a perimeter.
Hmm?
Could I walk a perimeter to just try and see if we're still being followed, or if that was just in the city?
Yeah, you're out in the plains at this point. You haven't quite made it into the woods. You don't see that anything followed you out of the city.
Sweet. All right.
Going to use a bedroll. I'm sure I've got a couple to make Zaidan a snowsuit.
You guys watch as Lalia puts a little jacket on her warhammer.
Oh yeah, in the meantime, I'm gonna use 6th level Find Greater Steed.
Okay.
Since we're napping.
Yep. So Jen kind of sets up this little tiny hut, this Lehman's hut. You guys are used to it. You see this bubble appear about the same time Peter appears. And Jen kind of looks over at you and she's like, I don't... The fuck, Bink? He's not going to fit in here. Are you serious? I literally... Oh my god.
We don't know why he does what he does, but it's okay.
Big sits down and just starts playing a tune. You know, like those campfire guys that always just play something on a guitar. That's him.
CAMPFIRESONG song. CAMPFIRESONG.
Alright, who's taking watches?
Oh yeah, Chris. Remember the health thingy I think we're gonna try?
Yeah.
I forgot how much extra health I do.
It was 1 AC, 10 health. Per level above whatever its original AC is.
Add 1 extra AC and add 10 extra health?
Yep.
Nice.
I roll for... Oh, just add 10 extra health per, like, level up.
Yep.
Of the spell. Okay.
You got it.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so Jin is kind of sitting inside the hut, and you can just hear, like, alright, well, who's sleeping in here? I don't think your friend is gonna fit, Bink.
Big raises his hand. I'll take.
Yeah, we're good. And then I just, like, open up this mystical, like, magical door, and I walk in. He's like, okay, sleeping here.
Make a
I open up
perception
the
check.
bag.
No, don't make a perception check. Hold on a second. I would like you, Bink.
Oh, I'm like perception check. I'm like, oh, what's happening?
I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Is it just magical or no?
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy.
Yo, what the fuck?
I'm
Well,
gonna say Lolly is probably not close enough.
Nope. You, Bink, as you say this to Jin and begin to walk and begin to open the door to your mansion, you feel it's almost like a brain freeze. And you take 12 points of psychic damage, and you immediately begin running away from Jin.
Oh god!
And you just hear in your mind, you stupid gnome!
Oh god!
So you realize Jin just cast Dissonant Whispers on your ass.
Bink is very confused and he is running. Ah!
You
I
take
think
a,
Aiden at that point was sort of laying on the ground, sits up as Bink's running across and just like, the fuck?
yeah, you guys see
We're
Bink.
under attack.
Big looks around.
You guys see Bink make this door, and as he goes to step into it, he just turns and begins running.
What's inside? Everybody be ready. It must be something on the other end.
Aiden draws his sword.
Lolly is
Bink,
undressing
like,
Zydan.
Big takes his loot and just like fucking holds it.
Battle stance.
Jin steps out of the bubble. No, that was
Just, like,
me.
holding the loot up here.
Oh, does her bubble disappear then?
Yep.
Oh, you just, did you not know you have to stay in there or, okay. We will wait.
Bink just opened a doorway to a mansion.
Oh.
Yes, he can do that.
Yeah, and the little fuck didn't tell me, and I wasted this spell. It's about this time, Bink, you are able to turn around and see Jin standing in front of your door.
Why did you do that?
Because you were being a little shit.
Ow!
I'll do it again.
Uh-oh.
Well, not.
Okay, jeez. That'd be funny, jeez.
Oh, that was funny. You're gonna let me in the house,
You
Bink?
are coming, Dad.
I would love to
I
come
was gonna
inside.
invite you in there. I was gonna invite you in once I got everything ready. Jeez.
After you decided to show me up, made me waste a spell. Oh my goodness. She begins to laugh. She's like, all right. It was a good one.
You like it? I
Yeah.
left it a little while ago.
That's a pretty good one. I haven't picked it up myself, so that's pretty cool.
Okay, well, come on inside. I'll show you around.
All right.
As
And I invite everyone else in.
Bink passes Lalia, she'll pat him on the shoulder and say, "She's a spicy one," and cast Lay on Hands and give him his 12 hit points back.
I know. I don't remember like that. Okay.
I think that's what we call tough love. No gentle
If you
parenting
say
here.
so. If you say so, I mean, okay.
All right. Is anybody not going in the mansion?
Big Big's been in the mansion before, and now he's aware that people are trying to hurt him. So he kind of goes like, "Hey, I'll stay here. I'm gonna make sure no one's following or anything."
Cool.
Think just dumbfounded. I walk in. Silent.
Lalia will go in, but will also volunteer to take a watch. And thus will, walk back out for the watching part and then go back in. So.
Okay. I would say you do know that the door is invisible to anybody that is not allowed in. So if you
Invisible to people who are what?
Yeah.
You cut
yeah,
out
just
there.
kind of making sure that everybody understands. Like,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So risk is low
mhm.
that anybody would find us. She's more concerned about, she doesn't want us to wake up the next morning and, I don't know, the entire Hun army is hanging out outside.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I mean, no one can enter unless I actually allow them in, or I don't know the circumstance, but the spell specifically states that no one's allowed to enter unless I allow them.
Yeah, she's saying making sure that you don't open the door in the morning and there's just a bunch of things there. Whether they came
Well, in
in or
any
not.
case, I mean, the spell lasts for 24 hours, so if anything, we just chill in here in case.
Yeah, just
Right?
just stay in here, guys.
Well, and he'll have slept, so I guess he could just recast it and we'll just nap.
But totally up to you guys. But you can all make your way in. Lalia, you kind of hang out outside with Fig Mig for a moment.
So, anything can be inside this mansion?
You're asking me or Bink?
I'm just asking, what the parameters of the spell are.
Anything.
Literally anything.
Literally anything?
Oh boy.
Literally anything. I mean, food-wise, yes. If you're talking about legendary items, no, that is not conjurable.
Cool.
So, Bink, what does the inside of your mansion look like today?
It looks like majority of the stuff looks like fluffy clouds, a table and chairs, fluffy clouds, got fluffy cloud forks, fluffy cloud knives, and spoons.
There's a beholder in the corner.
Yeah, right.
Oh god.
We got today's theme of servants is Elden Ring characters. We got some of the Elden Ring bosses.
Okie dokie.
Some of the grunts of the game,
I'm getting Disney resort vibes where the whole the whole hotel has a theme. Yeah.
Except instead of the very nice characters, you just get the very ugly, not loved characters. And And it's like they're very kind. You're like, oh, okay, they're not as bad as I thought.
There you go. I like it.
Alright then. Well, any actions or goals before heading to bed / taking watches?
If we're taking watches, are we able to sit inside the doorway and look out and see through it? Or do we have to step outside?
You can, but I'm pretty sure when the door is open, enemies can see in.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna trust in Bink. I'm not gonna take a watch.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the door is like 10 by whatever. Would that even be big enough for my griffin to fit in? Because I did summon him, or else I would have him just fly around all night if he can't fit in.
Yeah, Peter can fit in there.
Okay.
I mean, worst comes to worst, you could have summoned him in there and then just dropped the mansion and he's out, so.
Actually, you know what? I would do that opposite then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would do it like that then, yeah.
You got it. He is there.
Yeah, when I do drop it, you're right. Everything does like just like go into the actual plane or whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
Alrighty.
We'll actually do one thing. Being that we're out of Neverwinter, I'm going to unattune to that ring.
Okay.
Yeah, the ring of mind shielding. Nope, I didn't mean to accidentally. Well, there goes a natural 20 from an accidental fucking Arcana check. Anyways.
Oops.
That ring is definitely magical.
I didn't mean to. Why?
In fact, you're not sure how, but somehow you realize it's a ring of mind shielding.
So impressive.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. I'm so sad. I'm not gonna get that nat 20 back. Would love to see it. Fucking A. Alright, anyways. That's all Xantadar is doing. I'd like Aiden to do something too.
Sure.
I'd like to try to talk to the little dragon into my amulet.
Okay.
Nice.
I've never spoken to this little fella before. I feel it's interesting.
So yeah, most of you begin to settle down. Zan, you take some time to unattune, reattune to whatever you want. It sounded like Lalia and Fig, you're standing outside to take a watch?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Checking in with Fig about how the material plane's treating him.
Doesn't like it.
Right? Offering Lalia comfort, which is not really very comforting.
So I'll give you guys that on. I'm not gonna make you roll perception. You're in the middle of the plains. You're not really necessarily anywhere dangerous. Pretty easy to see for quite a ways off. There's nothing catches your attention. Nothing seems to be coming out of anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like a pretty quiet night.
As you guys are talking, you see Bink silently come up with some beverages and stuff and hold it out.
Oh, what is this, Bink?
Bink stays silent as he still holds it up.
Insight check on Bink.
Sure.
As you inside check on Bink, another Bink comes from the other corner and brings some food.
What
And
the?
then 5 more Binks come around the other corner and bring some more food.
What is this source?
And then the
Is
and then
this
the
a
actual
Morgan thing?
and then the actual Bink goes, "Hey guys, what do you think? They look exactly like me, huh?"
That is
And then you
uncanny.
see a whole, and then you see like 50 more Binks come out of the corner with some more beverages and food.
Don't want any of this, and I don't want any of these in my room this evening.
I said I made a good hand. I mean, I didn't say I made all of them Elden Ring characters. Maybe like half of them. The other half are all Binks.
You got it. It's like the seagulls in Finding Nemo. Mine, 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 mine.
Mike. It's like, oh, hey, buddy. And then another one just pops up. Mike? Oh, what? Your name's Mike too? And then just like 50 more come in, just like flying in. Mike.
Oh boy. So as you guys are doing that, and Bink is showing off his servants, Aiden, you pull out your little amulet. You open it, and you see the little dragon inside. Just kind of looks up at you. What's up, boss?
Nothing much. How are you feeling?
Been better.
Oh, why is that?
Well, I got hurt the other day.
How did you get hurt?
You haven't figured this out yet, have you?
Does it have anything to do with that sudden glowing you did?
Yep.
I would like to know why you glue.
Why glue? You're not
Why
good
did
with
you
this
glow?
language stuff, are you?
Blah 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 blah. Why did you glow?
Ah, do I need to spell it out for you? You haven't figured it out yet?
No.
Huh. Humans. Your job is to keep me alive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think real hard. When I was glowing, that hurt. Do you know what was going on when that happened?
My friends were in battle.
Mm-hmm. And what happened in battle at about that time?
One had fallen, I was not there to protect them.
Yep.
This test is not really just to protect you, it's to protect them as well.
Yep. One of them dies, part of me dies.
I see. This is concerning. I'm assuming that you do not recover from an effect like this?
If they come back, I come back. See, I got multiple sections to me. Each one is tied to the life force of one of the ones you're committed to protecting. This test is to see how willing you are to protect. See if you're worth being called a protector.
I see. Oh, geez, I find myself a little lost for words now.
Well, old Bommy works in weird ways.
But he does. I'm certain that I'll have more tests come my way. Perhaps more, perhaps sooner than I would like.
Maybe.
Then I won't stop your recovery. Just get some sleep. If you do need sleep, I don't know how you work.
Well, pretty much all I do is sleep. So need sleep is a relative term.
Do you just sleep and observe?
Yep.
Fair enough. Okay, well then. And I think that's where I'll stop talking from there.
All right then.
Now that he understands, like, oh, that's why.
All right then. Any other conversations or shenanigans for the evening?
Yes and no, but it's more or less as an afterthought. Um, while I'm unattuning and just concentrating, I remember I have my orb in my backpack.
Mm-hmm.
And if Bank's inside the mansion and if we find him, go over to him and ask him if he wants to use it to scry on a family member or someone he was close to maybe see what's in their surroundings.
Okay. Xavier, pick a number between 1 and 100.
86.
Cool. Zanzidar, roll a D100.
I know what's coming.
92.
Cool. You find a
Oh my-
Bink.
Oh, shit. Okay.
You find a Bink. Don't take you long to figure out that this Bink isn't saying much. Actually, they're saying nothing and just staring at you.
Jesus. That's creepy. I'm gonna go back to my room.
You're
That
close.
was it for me.
You could probably call out to him. Bink.
Oh, not after that interaction. I'm done with things. I'll try again later.
I know exactly where I am in the mansion. Then you can just follow him, most likely.
I think Zan's scarred for the evening at least.
It's like, yeah, I'm done. It's like, yeah, bye.
Doesn't take you long to realize that was not the real Bink. Doesn't make it any less frightening. Well, with that, I think the rest of the evening goes fairly well. You guys get a good night's sleep. You can all hit the long rest button.
Hey.
Just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself awaking the next morning? Does somebody want to pick a time that you wake up?
Sorry, you
6
cut out.
a.m.
What?
Yeah, so did
Say?
you want to pick a time that you wake up the next day?
Oh, yeah, 6 a.m. It's good, yeah.
Okay. 6 a.m. rolls around, and all of you sleeping inside the mansion find a slightly see-through Bink at the corner of your bed with a bell. Ding, 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 ding.
Throw my pillow at the Bink.
It goes through him.
I'm gonna throw my blanket at the Bink.
Goes through him.
I'm gonna throw one of my boots at the Bink.
Goes through him.
I'm gonna tip the bed over onto the Bink.
It goes through him. You
Son
still
of a
see
bitch.
half a Bink above the bed.
Ah,
What is happening in Aiden's room? Goodness gracious.
I thought I told Bink I don't want one of these in my room. Now this is the consequences. if there's a lamp in the room, I'm gonna think.
It goes through him, smacks onto the bed.
I'm gonna aim for the bell in the Bink's hand.
Cool, goes through it.
Son of a bitch! Can I tell the Bink to stop ringing the bell?
It stops.
Can I tell it to disappear?
It walks away.
Oh, thank God.
Job accomplished.
He then locks his door and proceeds to try to fix the mess he just made. It's like, no, this bed goes here, the pillow goes there, no. Well, can't fix the lamp, oh well.
It's okay. He'll get a new one.
Yep. You're all very rudely awakened by alarm clock Binks, as the real Bink is doing what? Apparently he needed an alarm clock Bink as well.
Oh, good.
Bink, you say you find
Yeah,
yourself...
he just gets a little.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Big just gets like, he's like, yeah! And then gets up and proceeds to get out. But not without his bacon.
Which bacon are you eating? The servant-made bacon, or are you pulling some out of your bag?
Oh, server made bacon, 100%.
Okay. There you go. Not quite as good as the Fey bacon.
Get me tap. Oh.
But filling and good nonetheless.
Bacon and bacon.
As you guys all awaken and make your way back to the main part of the chamber, you see Bink wolfing down bacon.
You know,
Want some bacon?
instead of a Bink ringing a bell to wake us up, you could have Peter cawing like a rooster next time. Just a thought.
Oh, but that wouldn't be much fun. Nom, nom, nom.
Jin kind of looks at Bink and she's like, I hate that I'm going to say this, but you need to swallow first, please. Getting, you know what, forget it. Just keep eating.
Okay.
Do these servants have any vegetables or fruit? Pancakes?
Big just snaps and then you just see like a bunch of vegetables and dishes come out that's vegetarian based.
Fantastic. Bink always takes care of us. And Bink and Bink and Bink and
Yeah.
Bink.
And then the 80 other binks that come out.
It's a good thing they can't talk, because that would be terrifying.
You just hear
gonna
like
take
overlapping.
these
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, we're doing
Yeah.
it.
Jin sits down next to you, Lolly, and she's like, that's why I didn't want to tell him to swallow. He's so much easier to deal with when his mouth is full.
If I were playing a different character. You know, you were a little hard on him.
Yeah. Tough love.
Hmm.
I gotta be. He gets distracted.
That's true, but, you know, when it counts, he's been very focused and very helpful to the group. I think you'll be impressed. I know he's silly and that he does some crazy shit, but, you know, he's kept some of us alive.
Well, I believe it, and that's his best qualities. I love it about him, you know, but yesterday was just a long day. But it was good. He was funny, and he caught me off guard with the mansion.
Yes, do get used to that. Expect the unexpected.
Yeah. Just gotta get back in that mindset, you know?
Yeah. By the way, he has this really loud wand
Oh boy.
that he may use at some point. Just warning you.
Yep. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Alright. So breakfast is had. Jin kind of walks over to you, Bing. She says, well, are you ready?
Ready to go.
Alright, well, it's going to take most of the day to get there, unless you guys have quicker ways, but...
I could turn us to mist again.
Oh yeah, you never saw a mist, did you?
You know what? Is that the name of a horse or something?
No, it is a spell that I know, that, well, my necklace knows and that I can use, that turns us into clouds, allows us to travel relatively quickly. Although, if we are preparing to go somewhere where we are going to fight things, it is not the wisest travel option.
I don't know if we're going to fight anything or not. I mean, the village is not there. Not a lot in the woods, so that's up to you guys.
What do you say, Bink? You want to mist again? Everybody else? How many? 1, 2, 3? How many of us are there? I can do, I think, 11, including myself.
Oh, yeah, you're fine.
Okay. We are all covered. I can take us all.
Yeah, because there's 8 if you
Alright.
include Peter.
Gotcha.
Peter can just. I mean, if he doesn't turn to mist, then he would just be able to fly and follow.
Yeah, he can't fly as fast as the mist, though, so it's a good call.
No offense, Peter. You are very speedy in normal circumstances.
He's just eating bacon, looking at you.
Oh, gosh.
All right. So, are you dropping the mansion?
I'm dropping the mansion.
All right, good call, because I don't think you can open doors in mist form.
Yeah, well, Wally would have told everybody, go outside. Does Zydan count as an extra body when we...
No, because
Okay.
he's equipment. He
Okay.
morphs with you.
He's more than equipment. No.
Well, he's a god mimic.
All right.
So,
Don't tell him that. It'll go to his head.
you guys take a few moments as you cast another wind walk. As your bodies begin to turn into clouds once again. You see the cloud that was once Jin kind of does like a little circle. Like a, follow me. And you start
One of these
making...
days we're gonna cast Wing Walk, and we're just gonna be in the middle of a storm because none of us has to decide what's the weather like today.
Right? That's going to be a bad day for us.
Yeah. And I cast Windwalk. All right, cool. You see nobody, and
Damage is halved, but it takes you 10 rounds of combat to come out of the form.
so you guys begin following at a significantly increased pace now, since Jin has been this way before and knows the way.
Mhm.
You find yourself going into Neverwinter Woods, and for a while you're following what appears to be like some game trails, deer paths, things made by animals. No like cart paths or anything necessarily of that nature. About an hour or so goes by as you're still headed east, or maybe northeast a little bit at some points. You find yourself skirting along the edge of a mountain. You recognize and realize that this is not Mount Hope now. That's a little bit farther north still. But this is kind of on the edge of that mountain range. At one point, you see what appears to be the base of a very large, kind of like rounded off, almost flat top mountain. As the mist form of Jin approaches a side, you see it stops for a moment, and then her cloud form kind of just goes through this rock wall and
Ooh.
disappears. And then it comes back out.
What the?
So some kind of secret door?
Maybe.
Yeah, what the heck was that?
You're gonna focus for a moment and drop your forms?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys take a moment. You see Jin kind of pops out first. The rest of you begin to reclaim your material forms, and as you do, she kind of points out, says, well, that's the way in.
That's the way in?
Yep. Kind of, well, you know, it's gnomish, it's hidden. Took me a while to find it.
I'm surprised you found this. My God.
Yeah. It took a few years, obviously. But this is it.
I'm gonna go check out the hidden passage. Go up to it.
Cool.
With the way you're talking, it sounds like you're not coming with us.
No, I'm going in. As you walk up to it, Bink, what are you doing? You are next to what appears to be a solid rock wall.
I'm gonna put my hand in front of me and try to put my hand through it. But not like slap my hand through it, but like slowly kind of like reach out to it.
Yep. You feel no resistance as your hand passes into the rock and disappears.
I'm gonna step into the whole thing.
You got it. So you step in, you find yourself in kind of a large cave. It's maybe 20 to 25 feet high, about the same in width. And it looks like it goes on for a little while. You can see what appears to be a bright light at the end. Can't really tell what's out there past that, but it seems like maybe 100, 120 feet or so to get through this cave.
Don't go towards the light. No.
You guys see Bink step through this rock wall. Jin kind of follows. She says, well, buddy, what's left is up there. Are you ready for this?
Yep. Ready as ever. As I'll ever be.
All right. What about the rest of you? Are you following?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lolly is gonna close her eyes and hold her breath as she walks through the illusion, but yes.
You got it. So make your way in. You're now in this tunnel, and Jin begins to lead you down it. Doesn't take you very long. You make it to the end of this tunnel. As you step out of the tunnel, it's kind of a bright light at first. It's brighter in here than it was outside, so it's a little weird. But as you step out, one of the first things you notice is that where you were expecting to be inside of like a cave or the inside of a mountain, you look up and you can see the sky. You can see that you are kind of standing in the middle of a bowl with mountainous edges kind of going up all around the side of this bowl, and it just kind of stops at a bunch of jagged peaks, and you kind of gather based on what you saw approaching that the top of this mountain is in fact an illusion. As you can see the wide open sky above you. However, one thing that you do notice being in this area is it is warm. It is significantly warmer than it was outside and significantly brighter. It seems like whatever illusion or illusory magic was used to create or hide this space is also fueling some sort of constant temperate area, climate. It's kind of moist. It's not a dry heat. It's definitely got some moisture in the air. And as you look down and your eyes kind of sink to the bottom of this basin, where you're expecting to find a town, you see a very odd sight. You see what appears to be, and this crater is probably a few 100 yards wide at least, maybe almost a mile at the bottom, if not more. This is a very large area. But at the bottom, what you see is about half a circle, so about a semicircle. You see rows and rows and rows and rows of relatively large, kind of still healthy looking apple trees. And you can see wooden platforms kind of terraced across the top. Looks like probably some sort of walkway or mechanism used to take care of or pick from these trees. But what strikes you as the most odd is there is a sudden abrupt end to these rows of trees and this walkway, and you can see just a blank rock wall or rock floor for the other half of this circle. It looks like somebody took an eraser and just removed whatever was there. There's a very clear line where these trees, these walkways, these terraces stop, and then it's just flat land. Jin kind of points to it and she says, well, that's where it was. It's been pulled out, gone. I don't know how to explain it.
This is where my village used to be.
Yep.
And you don't have any clues to where you don't know exactly what happened?
Exactly what happened? No, I can see there are some weird obelisks, some like statues of some sort placed around the missing area. My guess is that there's some sort of teleportation magic, something that was used to teleport the town is my guess. I don't know how they work specifically, but they don't appear to be native. They appear new, placed here.
Are they still active?
I mean, they're not glowing or anything. I don't know how they work.
Bink is gonna go check out the obelisks.
Okay. Says, well, let's go take a look at them then, I guess. So you guys start to traverse down. You see that there is a pathway that first leads you into this large grove of apple trees. One thing that you do notice right away, which is kind of odd, generally apple trees are anywhere from like 12 to 15 feet tall. These apple trees are like 6 to 7 feet tall. They are gnome sized.
Ayy.
But the apples are still about the same size as normal apples. So they're
Just easier to reach.
Yeah, exactly. They're more like apple bushes, I guess.
Are there apples on the trees still?
Yes. You can see that there are some apples still on the trees. However, there are many, many more apples rotting on the ground.
Okay.
Looks like they have not been tended to for a little while.
And I go up to the tree with the apples.
Sure.
I'm gonna go pluck an apple from it.
You got it. Easy enough. You reach up, grab grab yourself an apple.
I'm gonna take a bite into the apple up to the core.
Okay. It feels firm. You can tell that this one has been ripe for a little while. Probably needed to be picked. But as far as apples go, you have never tasted an apple this delicious in more years than you can remember. And you are suddenly filled with the thoughts, the smells, the feeling of being home.
Bink has a flashback to the time when his mother made apple pies for him. A tear wells up in his eye and it falls to the ground. Bink has a little idea, thinking seeds and such might work. He wants to take a seed from the apple, give it a little try, and see if planting it does something in a new spot where one of the craters are, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Pour a little water on it with his endless canteen jug thingy. Give it a little water.
Sure. So you make your way a little bit further, and you meant like one of the empty areas, right? Not in the already planted grove.
Oh, I'm talking about like one of the craters that like looks like you took an eraser and just like
Gotcha.
deleted or whatever.
Yep. So you make your way forward a little farther. You get to the edge of the woods, and you can see where things have been removed. You can see an obelisk off to the side, not too far away. But Bink, you step out for a moment and take one of these apple seeds and you plant it in the ground and you water it a little bit, and almost immediately an apple tree springs up.
Wow.
And Jen kind of looks at you and she's like, "Yep, well, that makes a lot of sense. I will say the seeds generally that are sold have been enchanted, usually by gnomish magic. So I don't think that any of the seeds here in the trees are going to give us a portal, but could certainly make a lot of trees while we're here."
I guess in the meantime, before I do anything else, I'll plant a couple more trees where it's looking like, like the places aren't taken care of and like places that kind of been like deleted off the face of the earth or whatever.
Sure.
In the place.
Sure.
I'll kind of plant some trees there.
Sure.
Bring a little more life to the place.
You got it. So you spend some time putting a few more trees down, kind of refreshing some of the ones that haven't been touched in a while, and a little bit of time goes by as you are kind of working your way around. You all eventually find yourselves with Jin standing at the foot of what appears to be a large stone archway. At the top of the archway, you see a purple gem about the size of a watermelon. That is.
Does it look at all like what we saw in Wallia's village when they opened a portal there?
No, because that was just a shimmering magical portal.
Oh.
This is a built structure. It is a stone archway where the top middle piece is, instead of being a stone, a giant gem.
How tall is this structure?
It's about 10 or 15 feet to the top. And looking around, you can see that set around this blank area, this where you can only assume the village used to be, you see about 10 or 15 of these archways. Looks like they're evenly spaced around the area.
These archways were made by your village, Pink, or are they foreign to you?
I'm sorry, you blanked out on the first word. What'd you say? I mean,
Are these
out.
archways familiar to you at all?
Memories of my village are a little fuzzy, so I don't exactly remember where everything is. So I'm not sure.
Jin kind of pipes up. She says, no, these stones aren't from here. These are the ones I was mentioning. I'm pretty sure were built by whoever stole the town.
Can I cast Identify on one of the arches?
Sure. What level are you casting Identify at?
On D&D Beyond, it only offers a first level. You can cast it higher than that, though, right?
Yep.
It's up to
4th.
Okay.
So you expend a higher level, just because you're being cautious. You want to get as much as you can, and you realize that this stone, through your Identify, is known as a gate stone.
Ooh.
The entire stonework is known as a gate stone, and it can be it is unaffected by spells lower than 4th level. So 3rd level or lower spells cannot affect this stonework. And it kind of relays the information to you that these particular pieces can be set out in certain patterns. The patterns depend on the size of the area you're utilizing it for. So the bigger the area, the more of these archways you need. And what happens is it creates its own sort of magical sigil that teleports whatever is inside the sigil to a certain location.
Wow.
Alright, I relay this information with the group.
Wow, that is a very handy magics you have.
Yeah, comes in handy. So does this give us any information of who or where this could have gone?
Not really.
I think it's fairly simple. We just need to activate the gate, and then we can zip to wherever your family's at.
Would certainly be the most direct route.
I would say that triggers for you, Figmig, that you would have been made aware of how to activate these. And it requires a spell to be cast into them. You must cast a 4th level spell into the archway. However, you must cast a 4th level or higher spell into each archway at the same time.
Oh boy.
Well, shit.
How many archways are there?
10?
At least 10 that you can
10.
immediately see.
10 to 15?
Yeah.
I got this one.
Yeah.
And the distance between one to the other is like 3/4 of a mile. Like this is a big
Wow.
area.
Well, that messes up that plan.
What are you talking about? It just requires a little more creative thinking. We got this.
Are the apples magic?
They're magically delicious.
You beat me to it.
Think you summon all of those clones of you and then make them summon spells at each of the gates?
Don't think.
Yeah, sure.
They don't work outside of the mansion.
Yeah.
And they can't cast spells.
I wish.
Right?
Yeah.
Dang it.
Jin kind of looks over and says, well, you could try one of your beans, because those are enchanted.
Well, there you go, Bing. I can't believe I'm saying this. Do you want to try planting a bean? I feel like Ragar is laughing somewhere.
Oh yeah, let's. Oh fuck! He plants a bean, and then we all of a sudden have to deal with a
You
in
just hear him,
mummy's tomb.
yeah, you just hear him laughing in the back of your head.
Right?
Good luck with.
He's still got a sending stone, so he just listens in every now and then.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna plant the bean as far away from the trees as possible.
Okay.
In
Against.
case anything happens,
You don't want to kill the fruit.
I don't want to kill the trees that I just planted.
Lolly is gonna make sure she's close enough to have Bink in her aura. I would assume too. I think perhaps Jen, is this something we should circle up for?
No, it's not. I mean, if you want to. I mean, it's just planting a bean and seeing what grows.
Right, but okay. Well, I will stand
Yeah,
here.
sure, just come from this before.
You can stand the closest then, Jen.
I mean, I was gonna hold his hand, so.
Awesome.
Lalia will also. I don't even know if it'll help or not, but she'll give Bink a guidance while he's. You got this, Bink. This feels so weird. Embracing the chaos.
Think, then plants the seed and waters it, then runs away as fast as possible to his room.
You start backing up from it, and you feel almost immediately, all of you feel the ground begin to shake and shudder. It's almost hard for you to keep your balance in this moment as you see in this blank space, this blank area ahead of you that is just stone floor, a split occurs, and you see this crevice
Oh no,
start
it's the
to
mummy.
appear in this stone floor. And we're gonna take a pee break.
Ah!
Awesome. Perfect.
The ground rumbling beneath your feet, the earth before you in this blank stone canvas of a remainder of what used to be Bink's village. This fissure spreads and spreads and spreads, almost following Bink a little bit, as it's just growing as you're backing away from it. It becomes about 20, 30, 40 feet wide. And as the rumbling increases, you find it very hard to stay on your feet. In fact, some of you are probably falling over, landing on your butts. You watch as a green glow begins to come out of this fissure in front of you, as tendrils of green substance and matter begin to almost crawl their way out of this fissure. You see that they begin to wrap around each other, almost plant-like, as they crawl and combine into this thick mass of green vines stretching its way into the sky.
This man Bink just fucking summoned a damn giant beanstalk.
Yeah.
As a giant beanstalk has now appeared in this valley where the village used to be, disappearing into the sky above you. See,
It's up the climate.
Fuck.
you see Jin staring up. Huh, ain't that something?
Oh, ain't that something? Jesus Christ. Okay.
Hell of a farmer, if I do say so myself.
I wonder where it goes.
Oh.
No shit.
Where the blue goes? See up there? Wait, is it? Wait, is it? Oh no, it's midday. Yeah, where the blue up there is? Yeah, it goes up. Everybody knows that's silly.
Well, I don't know, Jen. You seem to think this would lead us to the village, yeah?
I think so. I mean, it would make sense.
Would it? None of this is very clear.
Nope. There's only one way to find out.
Yeah, the beanstalk just grew into the sky, so I mean, I wouldn't say I wouldn't believe it. But it's still hard to believe if I wouldn't believe it.
Bink, be ready with Featherfall.
I have my griffin to fight. I got Pete to catch you in case.
I don't know that Featherfall will help from way up there.
And Pete will be following us. Don't worry.
Huh?
Did
I
Zan
could
have...
make Pete go up and down and bring us up.
Oh man, one at a time?
Yeah, including me. I mean, two at first. So me and somebody else. And then you would go up and down, getting one person. Maybe two. Might be able to grab one of you.
Lalia,
Yes.
how do you feel about being turned into something that can fly to be able to get up?
It sounds better than climbing, to be honest.
You got a request?
No, not really. What, is this some kind of magics that you have?
Yeah, I can turn you into any, well, select things.
Any,
You hear Jin pipe up as she has begun kind of walking towards the beanstalk. There's a hole in it.
There's a hole in it.
Oh!
Maybe a doorway?
Like an elevator?
What's that?
Exactly.
Right?
I don't even know myself.
Is there like a lift in there? He needs a lift.
What?
A thing that goes up and down if you pull a lever. Lever, not liver, lever.
Yeah, don't
You
pull
pull a
on your
lever, I'm pretty
liver.
sure you would die.
I don't know. I haven't gone in there yet. I'm just telling you there's a hole in the side.
Oh, okay, let's go check it out.
Lolly is having terrifying flashbacks to Bink and Aiden disappearing into the water plane.
Bink is just skipping along towards
Just
hole.
Bink, hold on.
Oh, no.
I trust you to look. I just want to, be nearby. Don't know what I do, but
As you make your way over to the side of this beanstalk, and it's massive. Like it's like diameter wise, it was like 50 feet in the end. So it's pretty big. You see this this area where some of the vines and branches and things have kind of spread apart, revealing kind of a central chamber to this beanstalk. As you can see into it from the outside, but as you kind of peek in, maybe poke your head in a little bit, you can see that spiraling up around the interior of this beanstalk is a staircase. As you look at the staircase, though, it appears to be moving. Almost like if you were to set something on it, it would eventually be carried to the top.
is there room to fly in here if one were able to?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a good central
Okay.
pillar as well. It's just around the outside there's a...
Lolly is still contemplating the possibility of not having to deal with stairs.
There's a plant escalator. That's what you see,
Well,
Bink.
this looks like fun.
Well, Bink, what are we?
I say let's go up.
All right. Turn to Pygmy. I'll try the moving stairs. For a little bit, and then we will see. Embrace the chaos. Embrace the chaos. She's whispering to herself.
Alright. Somebody stepping onto the stairs?
I'm pretty sure we all are, yeah.
Alright.
Wait for it, though.
Give me a rough marching order. Who's stepping on first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Tell me someone not Asian.
You guys watch as Zanzadar kind of taking the initiative, maybe being pushed to the front. It's hard to say. You step onto these stairs and you get a step or two before you feel this movement under your feet, and you see as from the wall beside you some vines kind of push out and offer you what kind of looks to be like a handrail.
Careful, those are germy.
Do you grab it?
Yeah.
Cool. As you do, you feel these plants begin to wrap around your hand, kind of grasping your forearm, and then looking down, you see that your feet have now been entangled and locked in place. And you feel this pulling sensation kind of like from behind your navel as you are now being rocketed up the side of this beanstalk.
Whoa!
You guys watch as Zan steps on, gets grabbed, and then he's gone. You just see his...
Lolly
Every
is...
now and then you see a little flash of Zan. Zoom, zoom.
This is like, if centaurs can go into the fetal position, she's like, oh no, it happened again! Ah!
Jin just kind of looks at Ollie. She's like, oh, that looks fun. She jumps on.
Ah!
Zoom.
He goes like, what the heck? And then he just like, and then he like reaches his hand in for it, and then he gets like whipped up.
Like a roller coaster, you are being shot up this beanstalk.
But we can still see them a little bit, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you can still see them every now and then. Just
Is Peter following Pink?
yeah, Peter has just started like ascending through the middle, like
Okay.
doing his best to not touch the stairs at all.
Big jumps onto the stairs to chase after Zan.
And she's gone. Garnet is just kind of like, well, steps on.
Well.
Leaves Aiden and Lalia standing at the bottom. Lalia's like hyperventilating.
Oh no, all of them.
Well, you first, Alia.
I don't even know what to do for this. What would be a courageous roll?
A courage roll.
Wisdom, Constitution,
Survival.
Yeah, survival.
survival.
You know what? I like survival best.
Aiden roll for a con. Why not?
Yeah.
Constitution saving.
Oh no!
Oh, well, that's a natural 20. Okay, I guess Aiden's going.
All right. And we'll say as Aiden walks on, Lolly is like, "Don't leave me alone!" And she's gonna like run in.
Got you.
Guys find yourselves being rocketed up the side. Only a couple.
You hear Aiden like a kid in a candy store just screaming like, "Oh fuck yes!" It's exciting.
As you all make it to the top, you are brought to kind of like a balcony that you can stand on, where you can like look over and see down towards the bottom. I will say this travel to the top is like a good 30 minutes. Like it is rough.
Lalia has lost her voice.
Yeah. I would like everybody to make a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
Oh,
Oh, but I just want to natural 20 on the left.
This is not magical.
That's a nat 1 for Lalia.
Oh, shit. Do we have Lalia's aura? This is
I mean, I do, so it's an 11. But
This is as each of you make it to the top. So
oh yeah, you guys are way
Let me-
too far away.
Jesus, natural one!
me and Lalia went together though.
I don't know. It's with how fast this thing moves. I don't think you could be within 10 feet of her.
no, you wouldn't have been within 10 feet.
Ah,
So
wow, 2, 8, 19. I'll take it.
okay.
There you
So DC 20.
go.
Oh, no.
Zan is the
Indomitable.
Zan. Did you roll with disadvantage?
With disadvantage?
Yes.
No, I did not.
Okay.
Oh,
None of
crap.
you have been on a roller coaster before.
So do you want me to roll with disadvantage this time, or roll again?
Just roll one more.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
You are the only one, Zan, who makes it to the top and does not throw up immediately.
That fits, honestly.
The rest of you get to the top and like you step off and your lunch is gone.
Do I have to make a dexterity saving throw to avoid all the puke coming my way?
No, it's one at a time. You're the first one up there, and you know it. You can feel your stomach. You're like, oh no. You can easily make sure you're in a good position.
Oh no.
But you do watch as every single person after you gets to the top and loses it.
I'm gonna say Zydan is probably also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, Lalia makes it to the top, and both her and her Warhammer are throwing up.
Big throws up and almost passes out.
Oh no.
You will see, oddly enough, though, as soon as your vomit hits the floor, it is absorbed by the plants.
Oh my
Well,
god.
you know, at least there's
And
a
I
purpose.
make you vomit again.
And then Pink vomits again. Oh god! It's eating my puke.
We're in bad shape if we have any sympathy, empathetic thrower uppers too,
Yeah.
man.
But you have all made it to the top of the beanstalk. You see there is a doorway ahead of you that is kind of glistening, in this sense, similar to the one that you saw in the basement. Just a magical portal type film over it.
I'm gonna go over and check it out since I'm not thrown up.
Yep. And, it looks like you're a little confused at the design. Like, why couldn't this been at the bottom? Why did we have to come all the way up here to find this? But you can pretty easily make out that this is in fact the portal to wherever this beanstalk actually leads.
Oh, cool. I'll sit down next to it. Whenever you guys are ready.
They're all a little pale.
With wobbly legs, Big starts to walk over.
Jin kind of stands up, wipes her mouth. Well, Bink, you ready? Oh, I can't hear you, Xavier.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm having bad connection today. What just?
Yep. No, I was just asking. Jin was asking if you were ready. You are standing near the portal entrance to wherever this beanstalk leads.
I'm ready.
All right. Well, you want me to go first, or you want to go first?
I'll go first.
All right. Gives you a little pat on your back, pushes you forward. As you step into or through this portal, you guys all watch as Bink disappears into whatever void this leads to. You find yourself stepping out of a tree. And I will show you where you are.
Ooh.
You find yourself
wow.
stepping out of this tree onto this kind of autumny looking path. It is definitely warm here.
Oh wow, that's. I get it now. It's much bigger than it looked at first. Bink is tiny.
But seeing off in the distance, just taking a quick scan, you can see the other half of the apple tree orchard and the town of Dinklewood laid out before you. However, one thing that you do note is you can see very abrupt edges where this place was taken from wherever it was. And on those edges and leading up into the sky above you, you can see a glistening dome, almost like a protective casing around the outside. And though it's faint, you can hear the sounds of wailing coming from beyond. Sounds like screams of, you're not sure what, but you see what appears to be on the outside of this dome is a whirling sandstorm.
Oh boy.
You cannot see past this dome, and you gather that if this dome wasn't here, you would be in the middle of whatever this storm is, and it looks fierce. But inside the dome, this is what you see. It is calm. It is not a sandstorm. And you can kind of make out the figures of a bunch of somethings moving around within the town ahead of you.
Do they look Bink size?
Probably.
Oh, okay. Give or take a few inches.
Yep. It takes you just a moment, Bink, looking around, but you do see, standing on the hill, the large white manor that was your home. And yeah, I'm talking about the big house in the center of town.
Yeah.
Thanks, a trust fund kid?
God damn. God dang. Before that, I'm gonna go discuss with the group where we should head to first.
Alright, so you're gonna turn around and head back through the portal.
Yeah. Or kind of like wave them on through.
So you guys see Bink reappear, waving you like, "Come on!"
No. Yeah.
Okay. Step through the portal then.
Alright. You guys do. You find yourself standing on this hill, overlooking this. It almost like it's kind of a unique experience for the rest of you, because to Bink it looks normal, but to the rest of you it's kind of like looking at dollhouses. They're all almost the right size, but it seems like everything's just a little bit smaller than you're used to.
Oh boy.
Why is there screaming?
I don't know.
Is there a check one of us could make, or Lalia could make, to see if she recognizes why there would be screaming? I'm not hopeful.
Can Benny roll to recognize if he sees? I mean, if he recognizes any of the voices that are screaming.
Perception, survival, or arcana. And I'll let anybody roll it.
Alright. Does someone want guidance for it?
Yeah, do you want guidance with that?
We got a 35 over here, by the way.
Nice.
Wow. Alright.
God damn.
I'll give Bink a guidance. So you can add a d4 to whatever you roll.
Oh my god. D4. Why am I getting
Oh no!
Oh my god!
Alright.
Think is not on a roll today.
So I will go down the list here. So perception. One of you got a natural 20 for a 35. You are able to perceive that this sound is coming from outside the dome. It is not coming from the town or the inhabitants. It seems to be some sort of product of whatever storm is going on out there. Though it is definitely disturbing, because you're used to the sounds of wind, and the sounds of this wind are freaking. They're freaking you out. It sounds more like maddening screams than howling wind. Survival. What was our highest on survival? 16, it looks like, for Lalia. You're kind of getting the same general sense. You're gathering that being kind of attuned to the material plane and kind of knowing spaces and areas, you're at least able to put together that you are no longer on the material plane.
Okay.
Arcana was probably the hardest. So I set the check there for at least a 20. So Zanzidar, having spent some time now focusing on other planes, being to other planes, doing some of the reading that you have done, one word sticks out to you. You're not 100% sure everything about it, but pandemonium.
Ooh.
You know that there is a plane of existence called pandemonium. And the one thing you remember about it is that it was abandoned by the gods because they didn't want to try and live there.
This isn't good. We have to get this town out of here.
agree.
We have to do something about.
Why would they want to bring him here?
I know why, but we're gonna get them out of here.
Yes, I think that is what we have to figure out.
Marching order down the hill then.
Where are we headed, Bink?
And well, we gotta get to my mansion, but we might. But first, I think we should check some of the houses nearby before anything. See if we can find any of the locals to know what's happening, or see if they know anything.
All right. So just walking, middle of the day.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of town.
Well, not in the middle. I mean, like, like the nearest house that remembers.
Yeah, okay.
By chance, like had people in,
I mean, there's a house right here at the bottom of the hill.
I guess if there's any activity or if he sees any gnomes, he's gonna. Well, generally they're just gonna go down there and check those houses.
Cool. So yeah, you begin making your way down the hill, over to this first little area full of houses. You do see some gnomes out here, kind of tending some of these fields. You can see there's crops and things planted in some of the fields out here on the edge. Things that aren't apple trees, but you can't live off just apples.
Says who?
Yeah. And you, as you approach this house, you smell fresh baked breads. It smells very homely, very fresh, like maybe not necessarily a bakery, but you're getting some. It's been making your belly rumble as you approach this house.
I'm gonna take a step inside the house.
Okay, the door is currently shut. Would you like to knock?
I'm gonna force my way. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna knock on the door.
Okay.
Bink walks in and Lalia just turns like, maybe this is how gnomes do things. You just...
Yeah.
And nothing is locked.
Yeah. As you knock on the door, Bink, you hear from the inside, "Just a minute!" About 10 seconds go by, and then you hear tick, 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 tick. Little tiny footsteps running towards the door. And you guys can see that this door is Bink-sized. You would have to crouch down to get into it if you're not Bink-sized.
Wait, could Lolly even fit in?
Oh, we're about to find out.
You see the door opens, and before you, Bink, you see a small, kind of lithe-looking female gnome. She has an apron on, looks like she's covered in flour. She's got like a loaf of bread in her hand, and she kind of looks at you and says, "Oh, hello, what can I do for you?
Oh,
Do you want to buy bread?
yeah, sure.
How much you want?"
How much are they?
2 silver apiece.
I'll take 10, please.
Okay. Be right back. She shuts the door in your face. Tick, 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 tick. About 15 seconds later, tick, 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 tick. Opens up the door. She has a bread basket in her hands with about as many as you ordered. She says, "Here you go.
Ah, thank you.
You're welcome. Pay me."
I flip her a gold coin.
All right. Thank you. Anything else?
Okay, so besides the bread, we just got here. So what happened here exactly? Why is this up here in the sky? This village, this place?
Oh, I thought you meant like what happened here. Like, I make bread. Pretty easy to explain what happened there, but you mean with the teleport and the moving?
Yeah, that.
Oh, I don't know. Something about the contract, making lots of money, needed to be somewhere private to do it. You might have to talk to Dinkle about it. I think he knows more.
Where would Dinkle be?
Where he's always at?
Well, I'm one of his sons, so I mean, I wanted to see him after all this time. I don't know exactly where he is. I just got here.
Oh. Well, he's probably at home.
Okay, let me rephrase that. I haven't been here in a long time, and even through the teleport, so I don't remember exactly where he is.
She kind of looks at you and she's like, he owns his Dinkle. He's the big guy, so he's got the big house.
Bink looks on over with a weird look. He's like, "Oh, okay, thank you."
Yep.
She's not a character.
Hmm?
Huh?
So the bread was 2 silver a piece, right?
Yep.
And you bought
Yeah.
10.
Yep.
I gave
And
1
you-
gold coin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Okay, I just want to make sure that you were aware that that's what you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bink.
Either way, technically, it's supposed to be 2 gold coins.
Alright.
Because the gold coin's like 10 silver, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. I just want to make
Yeah?
sure that you were aware that that's what you were. You just
Do you want me to
played
get
this
rid of?
for
You want me to get rid of 2 though? I was.
No.
I don't care. I just want to make sure that this is what you were doing.
She didn't ask for more, and you could think about if there was a reason behind that.
Oh, okay.
So
So I
Bink
tell
can make a
everyone else,
history check.
unless everyone's basically right behind me. I didn't say I was going on alone. I just everyone was there, so everyone heard that. So it's like, okay, guys, well, let's go to the mansion.
You guys see as this female gnome just kind of like, okay, well, good luck. And she shuts the door, and you hear tick 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 tick. She runs away, and then just kind of muffled, you hear, "There's some freaks out there."
Oh, jeez.
You have a lovely home.
Okay, I guess I'll go. I mean, jeez, you didn't see that. Oh, off we go. And we head off to the mansion.
Says Bink with an armful of bread.
Right.
I shove some of the bread in my bag. Jeez, how much more can my bag hold? I don't think too much more now because of how much I have in it.
Yeah, you might need to start eating some of that bread, or
Now you can make bacon sandwiches.
Yeah, there you
Hey, yeah, I'm about to say, I'm about to start making bacon and other stuff.
go.
Yeah, let's head on over to the mansion.
As you guys start walking a little bit farther down the path, you see plenty of gnomes out just doing their thing. They're farming, they're gathering. You get some hellos, you get a couple awkward looks like, who the hell are those people? Nobody seems to really approach you or stop you in your tracks. You gather that they seem to be pretty used to having visitors at this point. What that means, you're not sure. But you make your way through and around, kind of zigzagging through, and most of them are minding their business. There's not it's not. Everybody here in the gnome village seems to have a task that they're doing, that they're focusing on. There's not a whole lot of lollygagging at the moment. Though you hear some excited conversations from certain houses. You see little gnome children just running around being crazy. Everybody seems to be in a pretty good mood. You find your way over to this area, which it is kind of like a gated, like defensible wall, but the doors are open and they don't look like they've been closed ever. As you make your way through towards this town square area, you see activity begins to pick up. You can see groups of gnomes kind of talking amongst each other, trading. You see just different varieties of fruits and things maybe you haven't had in a while or maybe ever seen, just kind of being handed back and forth. And you see that money here, and it takes you a second, Bink, to recall it as well. Money here in a gnomish town where gnomes do everything for each other and provide everything they need for each other, doesn't really matter to them, because everything they get is traded amongst each other. So you see people, you see prices set mostly probably for visitors, and it looks like they're kind of newly written. Like they probably didn't have pricing before and don't really understand how it works. So you see in some places there's like a veggie stand where they've got cabbage for 1 copper a head, but pickles are 260 gold a piece.
Oh my god.
So you get that they don't really understand money necessarily. But yeah,
He's gonna have to give a little education lesson on
Right?
later about what the actual prices are and how they should be set for the updated times.
So I will say, as you are passing through the market area, just kind of scanning, I'd imagine all of you are kind of keeping your eyes out. There's a couple things that catch your attention as you pass through and approach the front of this large manor in the center of town. You see that a very common commodity here, which is very interesting. You see lots of drink stands set up, and you see many like menu boards, and some of you have to double take, but you do see on almost every single counter, almost every single like stand that is set up here, they're offering drinks. You see chunky apple juice. You see chunky apple coffee. You see chunky apple beer. You see chunky apple whiskey. You see chunky hot chocolate apple juice.
Oh.
You're catching on pretty quick that just about anything to drink is made out of chunky apples.
I walk up and I get a chunky apple beer.
You got it.
Pink also gets a chunky apple beer.
When in Rome, Lalia will too.
Yeah, you guys go to purchase these, and the gnome that is serving you is like, "Oh, you want some chunky beer? This shit's awesome!
Just
I want 4 platinum apiece."
that for platinum. Fuck.
Jin hands him a copper.
Before Pink takes a drink, he's just like,
Wait, 4 platinum?
Jin's like, "I'll take one," and she hands the gnome a copper piece. And he's like, "Yeah, thank you."
All right. Well, Lalia's gonna hand over a gold because she.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah. I'll
wait,
hand
Pink
her one
looks
gold.
at Jen and is like, wait.
Aiden's just gonna whisper to him, I don't think he understands. I don't think he understands currency. Either that or he's too drunk to actually know what he's getting given.
Can Pink also give them 1 copper?
Yep. He says, "Thank you,
Pull a platinum out and give him a platinum.
thank you."
Secretly, though, it's just a prestidigitation coin.
You got it. He pockets it and it disappears forever.
My God!
Enjoy.
1 copper.
How's it taste?
God.
It tastes like a hard cider,
Ooh, yum.
Nice.
but
it's
there's some
chunky.
chunks in there.
Chunky hard cider, yes.
It is a great hard cider,
Well,
but you gotta chew.
Lalia
Pink
will.
starts chewing on the chunks like a goat.
Lalia will look to Figmig and Aiden, who, as far as she can tell, are the experts on alcoholic beverages, and say, "Is all alcohol supposed to be chunky?"
No.
Why not?
I don't know about you, but for me it is.
Well, if it's good enough for Pink, it's good enough for me.
This decreases your lifespan by about like 1 day.
Oh no.
And
Big pours a little bit of the beer down for his dog.
Uh,
In the bag.
that's
You guys see that the gnome that has served you has now poured their own mug.
no, he was definitely wasted on his own stuff.
Oh my God.
He's like, "This stuff's awesome! Thank you!"
No problem.
Anything else?
Can I have a high five?
Sure. He misses. He slaps the counter instead of your hand.
Oh,
Oh no.
You got it. Anything else?
Big's just standing there with his hand up.
Hey, I'm selling some chunky apple beer. Can I have a platinum for it?
No.
Oh,
Aw.
I got my own supply. Why would I buy yours?
Just testing.
Whatever.
Walia is studying Zan, not to judge, but like it's almost like she would be pulling out a notebook and writing things down. Like, okay, make fake coin, buy alcohol, ask to sell the alcohol back for money.
The gnome kind of looks back at you guys, right? I haven't seen you guys here before. Are you new to town?
Big is still standing with his hand up.
Oh, you want another one? He slaps the table again. There you go.
A tear falls down his cheek.
Oh no.
Yes, new to town. What are the other folks that come by here? What do they look like?
Well, they look like you guys.
So, a dragonborn, a satyr, a gnome, centaur, and a human?
No, tall and ugly.
take a deck save.
I say Brenna's laugh on that one was perfect because we can't see Connor's face, but she can.
I'm talking to you.
Okay. He looks back. He looks back at you, Figman. He's like, "What are we doing?" And he kind of holds his hand up.
Big takes the chance and slaps the hand. Yes!
He said his little arm bends backward a little more than it should. Wow, that was fun.
Thank you.
Are you guys staying for the boom booms?
Oh god.
Boom booms. What are the boom booms?
Every night we do boom booms, and then we get drunk.
Is this like a group?
Boom booms and drunk.
Yeah, you know the boom booms when they make the collars up in the sky.
No.
Bink, you would vaguely remember that just before bedtime there was almost always some, and sometimes it was bigger than other times, some amount of a fireworks display.
Well, that's what those were back then.
Yeah, you now have the realization, like, shit, that's what that was.
Hence his proclivity.
That was just my imagination creatures that I conjured up.
Yeah, I heard tonight's gonna be a big show.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What? Tonight? At what time tonight?
I don't know, whenever it's dark out.
Okay.
We could play music together, Bink.
Yeah, we can put up a show for it.
Yeah.
Wait, no, we gotta see my father first, guys.
Oh.
Bink's getting distracted.
And now you see where he gets it, bro.
Hey, no, we're getting off track.
I love it.
So, as you guys are sipping and talking and conversing, make a perception check.
Bad.
Would all of us or
Yeah, all of you can.
okay?
I am perceiving a little more than usual.
18.
Good grief, Figmig. It's like not only do you have a crazy modifier, you keep rolling really high.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So all of you pick up on this. It's not super hard, but knowing your next destination and probably constantly just peeking over to make sure it doesn't disappear, and having this conversation, you see that the front doors to this manor are definitely a little bit bigger, a little more grandiose. At least somebody in this town understood money. You see the front doors open, and you see a very courteous bow and a just a very nice like a this way please type gesture from a male gnome who appears to be walking a visitor out of the front door. And you guys see walking out of this door is a human. It is a human male who looks to be rather on in age, probably 70s maybe, 60s at best, standing very tall, very stout, broad-shouldered, no hunch in his back, with this salt and peppered hair and beard and a very nice blue, like baby blue suit with a pearl white tie and vest, very nice pearly white shoes, white gloves on his hand, kind of stepping out of the manor and making his way down the steps.
Big feels a flutter in his chest.
And I will say, Fig, you hear, because of your very high perception here, just a passing word kind of on the wind from whomever this gnome was speaking to this gentleman. You catch the words, "I'll see you next week, Lord Cryo." And Aiden.
Sorry.
Lord Cryo.
Wait, Cryo?
Yes, you hear. Figmig picks this up. You hear the gnome say, "Thank you. I'll see you next week, Lord Cryo." Aiden, you look for a moment, and